Top down, riding down Main, it's a clear night. Screens glowing blue, got the facts in my headlights. Commonwealth tripping, but the truth stay calm. Morrissey and Lally, I'ma read them like Psalms. KP throwing shade from a broke down porch, but the files in my lap like a flame to a torch. I don't raise my voice, I just let the game speak. Steady with the grind while the crooked run weak. We just riding slow, gliding, paper stacking in the breeze. Turn the system up, let the whole town see. No mask on my face, no fear in my lane. I'ma shine that light on the ones bringing shame. From the courtrooms down to the city blocks. They can't hide from the truth, cause the truth don't stop. We just ride a slow grind. Midnight oil burning, pen hit the pad slow. Every word cut clean like the rims on the 6-4. From Boston to Brockton, the whispers all hum. Turtleboys riding in the reckoning gon' come. Lally in the back room, Morrissey on the phone. Trying to twist the narrative, but they can't postpone. I'm just sipping on the facts while the city play pretend. Truth got no curfew, I'ma run it to the end. See, this ain't about fame, this about that long game. You can duck, you can weave, but the truth still call your name. We just riding slow, gliding, paper stacking in the breeze. Turn the system up, let the whole town see. No mask on my face, no fear in my lane. I'ma shine that light on the ones bringing shame. From the courtrooms down to the city blocks. They can't hide from the truth, cause the truth don't stop. We just riding slow, gliding. We just riding slow, gliding, paper stacking in the breeze. Turn the system up, let the whole town see. No mask on my face, no fear in my lane. I'ma shine that light on the ones bringing shame. From the courtrooms down to the city blocks. They can't hide from the truth, cause the truth don't stop. We just riding slow, guys. We just call down to the city blocks. We just riding slow, guys.
Welcome to the Weekend Live Show.
508 is where I'm from.
We run down the biggest stories of the week with you every Saturday night. Let us know in the comments right now where you reppin'.
Pouchy Junction, Taunton, Worcester, Long Island, Manchog, South Florida, Webster, Malden, Framingham, Tucson, Billerica, Salem, Gloucester, Moosop, Connecticut, Charleston, South Carolina, Roslindale, Moosop, Connecticut, London, Hanson, Glendale, Arizona, Lynn, Mapleville, Quincy.
Food stands, leave your clothes, buddy, and
hey, you a funny ass guy, man.
Have you ever heard of Turtleboy? Yeah? Are you a fan?
508 is where I'm from.
Hey, what's up?
508 is where I'm from.
How was that?
You a freaking idiot. Stop telling people that I'm mentally deranged and stupid.
Call me Aidan. He's more a doctor, but...
Get out of my store, please.
You're a fucking loser.
You are a loser.
You're not a journalist. You're nobody.
You're not turtle hair. Don't make such fun of the criminal justice system.
NFL on the house, blog that.
Let's get this party started.
Oh, shit. What's up, people? How's everybody doing out there tonight? Good? Good? Excellent. Welcome to the live show, ladies and gentlemen. Hold on. All right, anyway. Welcome. What's up? Sorry, apologize for being a couple minutes late there. But how's everybody doing tonight? Welcome. My name is Aidan Kearney. This is my YouTube presentation. You can call me a variety of nicknames if you'd like, up to and including A. Timothy Kearney. That's my true crime name. You can call me Journalism Jesus. That's my spiritual name. You can call me Uncle Turtleboy. Old school turtle riders call me that. You can just call me, a lot of people just call me Turtleboy. Easier, you know. You can call me Turts, Teebs, Turtle Dove, Turtle Tits. If I'm being perfectly honest, my preferred pronoun is Dr. Turtleboy, because if Joe Welcher gets to be a doctor, then I get to be a doctor too. What else? I gotta clear my voice. That Crawford voice. My bad. Am I stoned? No, do I look stoned? No, I have one. If I have like bloodshot in one eye, I have like, it's bothering me. My contact is bothering me. But anyway, what was I saying? Anyway, I forgot what I was saying. I'm like, so if it like looked bloodshot, I was swimming and shit like that, and it just bothers me. I don't know. It's not the same. So, but I'm like, I don't want to wear glasses. I hate wearing glasses on the show. Then they reflect off the computer screen. It's a whole thing. But anyway, what else can you call me? You can call me Daddy if you'd like. Some people call me that. Which for some people might be kind of weird, but for others it might be fun, flirtatious, even like playful, or sexy even. But for others it might be awkward, and that's okay. We have alternatives to that. You can call me Crowd Daddy, Theater Daddy, Brow Daddy, Daytime Daddy, Saint Daddy, Mr. Media Daddy, Drama Daddy, formerly Drama Free Daddy, and of course Fridge Daddy, because I fix fridges like it's going out of style, and you just got to shake it really hard, shake it real hard, but might break again. There's no guarantees. I don't care, but just be here every Tuesday and Saturday night. That's all I ask, at 9 p.m. sharp or 9:03, like we were tonight. And, smash that subscribe button and we'll have a great time, because we don't lose subs around here. Other people lose subs. We don't really do that. We stay steady here. We've been at 163,000 forever. We sometimes, we go up a couple hundred, down a couple hundred, but it never goes. We never like lose a lot. No matter how controversial I am, no matter how much people say, that I'm I'm losing subs or I'm hurting this and that. I just gain more other ways. I definitely lose some. Like I see the analytics, you lose a bunch and then you get a bunch. That's what I do. So yeah. So there's that. All right, cool. Yeah. What else was I going to say? If you guys want to have your messages read out loud to the class tonight, click at the link at the top for Turtle Chat, or you can cash at me $, Uncle Turtleboy, and we can do it that way. Also, announcement here. Okay. Want to make an announcement. So a week from today is the I don't know if we have like name, the Turtleboy Freedom Ride. I think we're calling this. We have a menu for this. Hold on. Venue. We have a menu. Hold on one second. Let me I don't want to fuck this up. Okay. It is at the Marlboro Fishing Game. Okay, the Marlboro Fishing Game, because they tried to cancel us at other places, but we got a good one. It's hosted by the crew in Bone City, MC. And so, yeah, that's what it's basically. You show up there, I'm not getting on a bike. You couldn't pay me to get on a motorcycle. I'm not going to do it. But I'll be there anyway. So it is what is he talking about, Eric? I'm talking about a week from today. It's the Freedom Ride. In Marlboro. It's a motorcycle ride for Turtleboy's Legal Defense Fund. All right. And if you'd like to donate anything for that, right, to be, definitely not raffled off, giveaway off, feel free to contact us. Send me an email, turtleboysports@gmail.com, and I'll pass that along. Okay. Again, this is a legal defense fundraiser. There's going to be food, band, venue, all that fun shit. So yeah. Anyway, it's going to be a good time. But I don't do motorcycles. Sorry. I mean, I support motorcycles. God bless you. I can't do it though. You couldn't pay me to get on one of those things. I can't do it. I believe in America. I believe in freedom of choice. Right. And part of choice is that I choose not to. Right. I don't like it. I like cars. I like windshields, right? I like seatbelts. I like shit like that. But there, as Laura from London says, there is a poster on the post tab on YouTube. So there's that. Yeah. Okay. I've seen too much shit. I've seen too many, I just don't trust them. I don't trust myself on one. I'm like, I don't trust other drivers. And I'm like, you fucking fall on one of the, dude. No thanks. No thanks. God bless you if you want to do that. God bless you, but ain't for me. It ain't for me. But I'm sure you also can't get roadhead on it. That's what somebody else said. So, I mean, maybe you could, I don't know. But anyway, guys, got to stay hydrated. It was another hot day today. What did you do today? Yeah, hot day. mowing lawns like crazy, trying to swim, but I'm looking forward to this. We got a lot to talk about with this goddamn Djuna Perkins lady. She's pissing me off. She's pissing a lot of people off. She's sabotaging this race. I told you I had a bad feeling about her. We're going to talk all about the DA race tonight and all that fun stuff, and all other sorts of stuff. Less than 4 months to my trial. Can you believe that? Less than 4 months. 4 months from today, if the motion to dismiss is not allowed, which nothing ever gets allowed around here. So, hoping for the best, planning for the worst, right? You got to be ready to go. So we would be in the middle of jury selection right now, and I'm ready, dude. That's 4 months, baby. 4 months. Can you believe that? So trial prep mode is going on. I'm going to be focusing on that, obviously, with my attorneys. We also have this stupid situation in New Jersey that, bad timing for that, but almost by design. And it's outrageous. It's ridiculous. If you haven't seen the second Betterow letter that came out, let's just say that it's really selective prosecution when it comes to, the witness intimidation statute around here. Let me read this to you. I just want you, I tweeted this yesterday. Where'd it go? Okay. This is an actual message. Imagine I texted this to someone and it was like on the record, right? And like, imagine texting to someone. I did it for Karen and I would do it again. I did that to keep him from testifying and to humble his ass a bit. Imagine I said that about a witness in the Karen Reed trial who didn't testify in the second trial, but did testify in the first trial. And I was like, oh yeah, I did that for Karen. I did that so he wouldn't testify. Good job. It worked. My plan worked. That would be something called intent. That's exactly what they don't have on me. That's what they don't have on me. Cause I don't say shit like that. I don't think shit like that. Some people do. And they put it in writing and they don't get charged with witness intimidation, which is really weird, They're almost pretty selective about this. So we'll get to all that. What else do we got going on? Oh yeah. If you guys want your messages read out loud to the class tonight, you can click at the link at the top or the bottom rather for Turtle Chat, or you can cash at me at $ Uncle Turtleboy, and we can do it that way. Let me see if we have any so far. Let me start with the refresh here. Let's see. Yeah, we do. Let's see. We have Laura, admin. This is the Laura, sends $20 and goes, what would you say to the people telling you to look into the Lindsay Clancy case and what Patrick did it, and that Patrick did it without swearing or using the R word? That's definitely Laura from London. Okay. I have such strong feelings about that. And I'm so sick of this. I'm getting so many people messaging me. So just let me put this. If it's hard when I don't swear, because then they don't get it. Then they don't see how serious I am. But I am getting so many people in my inbox who are telling me, like, I'll read one right now. And I'm like, I just want to scream when I see these. Hold on. Where'd it go? Hold on. Okay. All right. So this person messages me the other day and goes, you should look into the Clancy case. The details are pointing to her husband. As soon as I see this, my head wants to explode when I see this. And it makes me very angry and upset when I see this. And it's embarrassing. It's very embarrassing because I'm seeing Karen Reed supporters say shit like this. Exactly, Kelly. Leave Patrick Clancy alone. Shut up. If you message me with this nonsense, just know it is unwelcomed and I will treat you hostilely and I will call you horrible names in the messages to you if you message me about this. If you message me with your stupid, ignorant, ill-informed, notice I'm not saying any swear words, okay, takes, conspiracy theory nonsense about Patrick Clancy schmurdering his own children and then framing his now ex-wife, right? I hate you with every ounce of my being. You are disgusting. You should be shamed. You should stop thinking. You should be stripped of your right to vote. It's scary that you can, right? You shouldn't be allowed to reproduce. If you are still of childbearing age, your tube should be forcefully tied. If you're a man saying that, which I don't really see a lot of, no men are basically watching this trial anyway, but like if you are a man saying that, you know, you should be forced to have a vasectomy. That's what I think. You should get in the hole. Okay. And you should just get buried. Just bury you. And then, oh, Patrick Clancy did it. Oh, did he? How about some more dirt? Oh, you should look into Patrick Clancy. Oh, you should look into some more dirt. How about that? How about some dirt instead? But it was only 80. Their body temperature was only 82 degrees. Oh, that sounds like someone needs some more dirt. How about some more dirt? Shut up. Shut up about Patrick Clancy. Okay. And I'm getting this message here. I go, it goes, the details are pointing to her husband. I go, no, they're not. No, they're not. That's all I said to him. No, they're not. That's like your cue to shut up. And then she wants to keep going. She goes, his timeline does not add up. His body temp does not line up with timeline. Bloodstains on house. Windows crushed Atvian in lemonade. 83 core temp is not possible in 1 hour. Never mind 45 minutes, the time for the kids. I think he drugged her and hung her out the window. Crushed thyroid, likely oropharyngeal edema. She couldn't talk. How did she tell him about the kids? And all I said to this person was one word. Stop. Just stop. I'm going to lose it. Like, this is the downside of this true crime shit where I never really got into it, is people like this, okay, that like sit home and they have no life. And so they just sit there. And it's the same people with the Tyler Robinson stuff, right? Like, oh, Tyler Robinson was in this restaurant when he should have been shooting Charlie Kirk. So it's like, here's the problem with that theory. Here's a real big problem with your theory. The defendant isn't saying that happened. How about that? And they love to be like, it's a problem with the can't read thing, right? Because I don't get into conspiracy theories very often. It's not my thing, right? Unless there's overwhelming, compelling evidence showing it. I don't just blindly believe conspiracy theories. I never have, never will. Right? I believe that there was a conspiracy to frame someone who ended up being Karen Reed for the murder of John O'Keefe. I believe that because there's ample amounts of evidence that shows that. The text messages all certainly go along with that. The fact that he wasn't hit by a car, kind of a big thing. The fact that there are multiple doctors that are going to testify to that have testified to that. The dog bites on his arms. There's all tons of stuff. We don't need to go through everything all over again. But the problem with this is that there is, like, the Karen Reed conspiracy was so real that now some of these people just believe everything's a conspiracy. And that's the problem. And a lot of them are Karen Reed supporters. They're like, oh, well, they did it here, so they must have done it here. No, that's not how it works. Stop defaming Patrick Clancy. You're a horrible person if you did that. Patrick Clancy lost everything. Patrick Clancy lost his 3 beautiful children and his wife in an instant. Okay? That man has been through more than any of us ever could. He is the strongest person I've ever seen. And the horror and trauma that he experienced, I wouldn't want to live. I couldn't go on. I couldn't do it. And I consider myself somewhat strong. I couldn't do it. I don't know how I could do it. All 3 of them gone. None of them. Not one survived. He didn't get to keep one. Not one. and you have the audacity to message me with your bullshit because you sit at home on a computer and you watch the live stream of it and you decide based on your sitting at home analysis that you've got it all figured out. That nope, I got it figured out. Here's what he did. I mean, I want to read this theory again. This idiot sends me. Okay. She says, body temperature does not line up with the timeline. Blood stains on house, windows, crushed Atvian in lemonade. What does that have to do with anything? I don't even know what that means. 83 core temp is not possible in 1 hour. Never mind 45 minutes, the time for the kids. Did a doctor testify to that? Did a doctor testify that that's impossible? Because a doctor testified to that in the Reed case, that John O'Keefe should have had hypothermia, but he didn't. Has a doctor, I haven't watched the whole thing. Did I miss the expert testimony that said, nope, the body temperature does not align with her being out there? I don't remember Kevin Reddington making that argument. As far as I know, Kevin Reddington is making the argument that his client did it, but she's clinically insane and should not, and therefore is not guilty of murder. That's my understanding of what Kevin Reddington, who's one of the top defense attorneys in the state, right? That's what he says happened, right? And he represents the client, and that's what she's saying happened. Okay? So, yeah. And so this person, then he's like, 83 core temp is not possible. Yeah, you got it all figured out. I think he drugged her and hung her out the window. Oh, luckily nobody cares what you think. You're stupid. Now I click on this person's page. Okay. And according to her page, she is a retired nurse paramedic, which is even scarier. Then again, Lindsay Clancy was also a nurse, so you never know. Seasoned healthcare professional with over a decade of experience. Okay. So, I go on this person's page and that's what they're posting. And I'm just like, Jesus Christ. Anyway, I got stuff like that all the time. So just don't even think about messaging me with that stuff. Don't even think about it. Okay. Man, this Lindsay Clancy stuff, everybody's watching it. I listened to it for like 30 minutes yesterday, going for a run, right? Figured I'd listen to some Melanie. Melanie's so into it. She's so into it. And even Melanie doesn't say that, does she? She doesn't suggest that. I think she'd be the first one to tell you, shut up. Oh God, do I have static? Laura entered the chat. Is there static? I got the phones far away. Hold on. I don't know what you want me to tell you. I don't know what you want me to tell you. Like, I can't control it. Like, I don't know what to say. But I try my best. It's hard. I try not to read the chat too much during the show, but anyway, is it bad? There were people saying no static. Okay. Anyway, so yeah, don't message me about that, about Patrick Clancy, because I hate you if you do that. So you're a horrible person. You should stop. Are people really saying this? Is this like a thing? I thought it was a joke at first, but yeah, it's just out of control. Okay. Anyway, next turtle chat we have here. Next up is Cyber Chick Boston sends $50. Woo! Thanks, Cyber Chick. And she goes, always in your corner. Well, thank you very much, dear. I appreciate that. And always thankful for any support that you can get. Jolene was making fun of my mic. I was looking for that. Which episode is it? I mean, my mic's a joke. It's like I have to hold it because I keep forgetting to get a thing. But it's good sound quality. It is good sound quality, but the static is just horrible. But, anyway, one of these days I'll upgrade. It's just hard to, I'm like, you know what? After my trial, I'll have time for everything, you know, but all right. Next up we have, let's see. We got Kate sends $10, goes, have you seen the clip of Jolene watching you drink from a straw? If not, check it out. No, what do you mean check it out? How are you going to send me $10 and be like, check it out? Oh, okay. I'll just go watch 5 hours of every stream she does and just find the time stamp. What am I supposed to do with that? Seriously, appreciate the $10. What are you thinking? Right? You got to send me the link with timestamp and then I'll do it. Then I got it. You're like, you should go watch this. Oh, I should. Yeah, that'll only take me 5 hours. Yeah, I'll go do that. Thanks. Okay, next. Valerie sends $25. Woo! Okay. So he goes, hey, Purple. Okay. Oh dear. I was happy to hear your website is up and you're back live streaming. I was sent a clip of you talking about me, so I wanted to reach out. You haven't lost me, and I definitely didn't trade you for anybody. I've always supported you in the perp community, even when we have completely different opinions. I am upset about a few things, but it's nothing I can't get past. Love, Moons. Love, Moons. I don't get it. I don't follow all that. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, the bunions are like, I mean, I've had enough with the bunions. I just tell they're bullshit. I'm just so done with them. You know, a lot of them are my supporters. I support you too. Turtleboy, but I can't watch you anymore because my leader told me I'm not allowed to because you're mean to my leader. Who's your leader? Oh, it's just this gargantuan thing that drives around yelling into a phone and eating 5,000 calorie meals, and we get to hear her chew. It's really great. And then she tells us who we have to like and then who we don't like, and then we just kind of do whatever she says. And yeah, and that's it. And then, oh, really? What does she cover? Does she cover any like stories or cases or anything like that? Oh yeah, I mean, she tells us what jurors are wearing and shit like that, and does all that. Oh, really? That's cool. Well, then she goes on her streams and talks about that. Oh, no. Once the streams start, it's just right back to the shit talking. That's what we're all here for. We're just here for the shit talk, the drama, the gossip, being judged. We like being judged. We like listening to someone who less than 3 years ago was so broke that her car was being repossessed. We like to hear her cast judgment on others. And we especially like to hear her make fun of the way that other people look and say, this person's ugly, this person's better than this person, because what better person to hear that from than a 300-pound person? Who else is better suited to make fun of the way that somebody looks than somebody like her? So sometimes you just got to take it, you just got to take it. So, and I don't care. And they're so mad. They're like, you urged people to unsubscribe. Yes. First of all, I said it once. I'm like, you should unsubscribe to her. Send a message. Not report, not like take the channel down or anything like that, because we don't want that to happen, because then what will we make fun of, right? The Jolene industry will go up in flames if that happens. Nobody wants that. Right? We all just, we need the internet needs lolcows, don't they? Right? So yes, and it's a shame. It's a shame that she did this to herself. To be very clear, I had nothing to do with this. This was all entirely self-inflicted. I didn't want to do this shit. It's all her. And we're going to go out. We're going to do a valid truth journey. Will have to come. I need to get everything prepared for that. Okay. It's not going to be like personal, but it's going to be like keeping it real. Like, it's not going to be like real, like I'm not going to give her the freaking Jim Altman treatment or 5150 or anything like that. But we're going to keep it real. And we're going to tell the truth. And it's just like, exactly, Erica. Like, I didn't talk about it for months. Right. But it's just like, the constant shots. And I don't, and then it's like, what? This ain't me. Like, me being quiet only lasts for so long. So eventually Jolene's done a great job. Megan Fox has done a great job kind of telling the truth about it or whatever. But nobody does it like daddy. Okay. So we got to bring it back. And I think we need a valid truth journey on this and just keeping it real. Maybe an intervention like the Karen Reed intervention that I did that got a lot of these people all. Yeah, I'm a counterpuncher. Exactly. Like this doesn't come out of nowhere. The Karen Reed intervention that I did in November of 2023 or 2025, rather, like I lost a lot of supporters because of that. And I look back on that, and that is the realest thing I've ever said. The valid truth journey about, it wasn't a valid truth journey. It was an intervention. It was the Karen Reed intervention. She needed to hear that. Now, whether or not that resonated, probably not. She probably made her more upset. I don't care. It's like, but need to be said. Everything I said there has turned out to be 1000% spot on. Everything. And look how it's all played out. So, I just had to say it. And I wasn't even mean on that thing. I was just like, share my thoughts. I mean, like, I was being real. Like, what started that intervention stream was because Nick Rocco shared a link to Karen's new defense fund on the Facebook group, the Justice for Djuna Facebook group. And it was the most tone deaf thing I've ever seen. He didn't have any words. He just posted it like, pony up, everyone. And this is like after recording gate, after going into the JFK chat and start, kind of riling people up. And, people didn't like that, and so that got people fired up. And then it's like, here, give me money. And the reaction to it was 100% negative. Like there wasn't a single commenter who was like, oh yeah, this is great. Every single one of them was like, are you insane? Like what Turtleboy's got a big case trial coming up and has sacrificed all this shit. And you want us to pay you again? You're free. I don't get it. Like there was no explanation for what the money was for. Nothing. He just shared a link and it was a disaster. And so what does a good friend do in a situation like that? You have an intervention and you're like, look here's what everybody's saying. We should talk. That idiot is a fucking moron. He's sharing links. Look at the people you're surrounding yourself with. Like, look at your friends. Look at Crawford. Look at them. Look at BLT. Look at your life. What are we doing? You're better than this. Come on. You're better than this. That's all. It's not like it wasn't like a horrible thing. It was just being real. That's what an intervention is. It's what you do with a friend who you can't stop watching fuck it up anymore, Anyway. So, all right. So I think we're good with that. All right. So that valid truth journey will be coming soon. Thanks. Next, McAlbert Dial sends $5, goes, I like your shirt, love. Grifter on the Gulf. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. I don't really wear a lot of collared shirts, but I figured, court coming up, or, I need to dress more like a grown-up, I think. I dress too much like a kid on here. Maybe we need to do that. So thank you. Next. Jen Stockdale sends $50, goes, here's my theory. Oh, God. Okay. People are conditioned by television and movies to expect a major twist at the end. Yeah. And don't seem to realize that Lindsay and Patrick are real people. And this is real life. Very true. Because that's the thing is the Karen Reed case and the Sandra Birchmore case too, also to an extent, in my case, has just kind of conditioned us to believe that everything is a conspiracy, that everything, because everything is a cover up. And there's some wild twist and crazy shit's going on and federal letters come out and everything's exposed and, oh shit, what's the next twist and turn going to be? Oh, wow. And sometimes it's just really simple. All right. This poor woman snapped. She was suffering from severe mental health issues, right? The whole purpose of this trial is to figure out why this happened, whose fault it was, right? And whether or not this is meets the standard for first degree murder, right? And that's it. That's all this trial is. There's no twist. There's no whodunit. Like you're just looking for more excitement. If you're coming up with theories like that, it's because you're not satisfied with the actual facts of the case. You're not satisfied for what this case is actually about. That doesn't entertain you enough. And so you have to make up your own entertainment because that's what you need. That's what you watch these trials because you're like looking for the next thing, you know? So that's it. That's it. Anyway, next. All right. Kate sends $10, goes, it was a members only Jolene video. I can't send videos to you on X. I sent the clip on Facebook to the Turtleboy account. We're sending my last turtle. I apologize. Okay. I should have specified. Want me to send it somewhere else? My Twitter is usually the best way that I can get one. So I can check that out. So thank you. Next. Patricia sends $5, goes, Laura from London is ruining my life. No R word. Come on, man. I know, but she's looking out for my financial well-being because you get like demonetized by that. And I mean, R word's a good word. I don't want to stop saying the R word. But I like making money too. I like grifting. The F word I'm trying not to say as much because I don't like the way I sound when I say the F word. And I'm like giving my enemies like everything. Like it's stupid. You're allowed to say the C word. You're allowed to say the R word. But it's just, they take everything I say and they spin it. And like then they play it in front of like some boomer judge, like Judge Gilday. And they hear like the words I'm using. He's like, well, that young man doesn't sound very nice. I don't like the jib at his sale. You know, I don't like him. Ooh, that's not appropriate. Well, better throw him in jail. Better deny that motion. Better allow this stupid motion. Better do that. So it just gives they take everything I say and it's ridiculous. I should be able to say whatever I want to say. Any nasty word I want to say, I should be able to say it. But fact of the matter is I'm on trial coming up in 4 months. And why give these people anybody like demonetized daddy? That's true. It's the golden age of the chat. That's true. But hey, it's like, I didn't realize how much grifting you can get out of this. I did not realize it, but it costs like a lot of money. You lose like half your money doing that. I'm like, I like that word, but I don't like it that much, you know? And so, yeah, I need plus because I got to like get a hotel room and stay out there for a month. It's going to be expensive. I got to put Betterow up, Betterow like steakhouses. Alan Jackson doesn't eat at McDonald's and neither does Mark Betterow. They should, but they don't. And yeah. Oh, a jib is a sale. You're right. A jib is a sale. What is it? I don't like the cut of your jib. The cut of your jib. That's the word. I don't like the cut of, I'm a land guy. You're right. All right. Next. Patricia. No, I already read that one. Kim McMillan sends $10, goes, I think Jess would be a lot happier with her life if Jeff went down like her subscribers are. Oh, no, please no. Free Turtleboy. I'll always be a Turtleboy supporter. Toughest guy in Fall River. You don't want to mess with Jeffy. Okay. Big, tough guy, right? He's a pimp. He tells his host to get back out there on the YouTube stream. Talk that shit, girl. Get back out there and talk that shit. You having mental health issues? Oh, poor baby. Go talk some shit about Holly McNamara. Get out there, ho. Get out there and talk that shit. We need that YouTube monetization going, girl. Get back out in them YouTube streets. Talk that shit, girl. I want to see them dollar signs coming in. Make it rain, ho. That's Jeffy. Okay. Next. Yeah, that's definitely a visual I could have lived without for sure. Okay. Do we have any more here? Any more chats? Yeah, we got Marsha sends $50. Woo! Thanks, Marsha, and goes, thank you, Dr. Hottie, for all you do. Oh, thank you very much, Marsha. You're too sweet. You're too sweet there. Okay. I appreciate that. And thank you for everything you do. And yeah, appreciate that. All right. Next, let's see if we have any cash apps. All right. We got M sends $5 and her comment is, in need of relapse, daddy. Moons and Prison Misty. I played the Prison Misty clip on the Bus Stop Live the other day. Members only, so you got to join to see it. But it was pretty good. Stephanie sends $20, goes, tell the hood boogers to leave our Mary B alone. What are they doing to Mary B? What are they? I don't know. Oh, and by the way, I just want to apologize. Let me just explain something. So a lot of people, I didn't mean to offend the baker. Okay. I didn't mean to, like, him and Will have been like down ass hoes. like loyal as fuck, whatever. And so I didn't mean to like offend anybody by saying that by putting the poll up about going on with JFK and mending fences. It's not about mending fences. That's not what it's about. It's about having a discussion, right? About the facts of the case, because I like having discussions on it, and that's it. Okay. I can't keep track of who's calling who a PDF file this week. I can't keep track. I don't know. And I said, I don't like Randall. I don't trust him. Right. But if he wants to have a conversation, we can have a conversation. That's just the way I said it. Okay. And so is what it is. Like I told you, I don't like what the things they said about me, about Ray, about, all my supporters, about whatever. But like me going on his channel is a gift to him. I mean, that's like happy. You want some rating? Nobody's watching him. Like nobody watches his show. So I figured I'd do him a favor. If you want me on, yeah, I'll throw you a bone. That's it. But he's too stupid. He's just like, yo, I'm going to turn this into content. I'm going to talk about how Turtleboy wants to come on but I ain't having him on. Okay, then have fun having a show that nobody watches. I apologize. I apologize for trying to do you a solid, right? Not even do you a solid, gifting you with my presence, Randall, because that's what me coming on your show would be. Charity. That's what that is. Free money. Now I'm not going to do it now. I mean, you can't have nice things, obviously. I will go on with James Jackson because he's cooler than you. That's why we said free James Jackson. So you're cut off, Randall. Daddy was being nice to you. Daddy offered you a little charity there, but you don't know how to handle it. You can't have nice things, Randall. So yeah. So I didn't hear everything he said. The chat has told me he is not wanted it. So that's fine. So there we go. So, I don't know what else there is to say. The straw thing. Oh, is this it? Okay, hold on. I got it. Okay. Laura from London sent it to me. God bless her soul. Save video. Okay. Got to send it to myself on Facebook Messenger. Okay. Send. Should be going through. Okay. I should have it soon. Okay. You got to listen to them be so mean to me. I know they are mean. They suck. I mean, they're shitty people. And yeah, you're right. Randall did not ask me to come on. James Jackson did. I just kind of wrongly assumed they were a unit. And whatever, All right, here's the link. Hold on. All right. Hold on, I got to download it. All right. Now I should have it right here. All right, let me play it. I'll play it real quick. Okay, my bad. Wait, can you hear that? Hold on. Audio. Testing. That work? Okay, cool. All right, let me play this. Or like, I promise I won't talk about our private conversations anymore on the show. That's
The way he drinks out of the straw always cracks me up. It's like, I don't know if it's like, I gotta watch how my husband drinks out of a straw. But the way Aidan, he'll be like, he's like this. It's like he can't go like, I don't know how you drink like a straw. Like no, that's a cigarette. Like if I'm like,
how am I supposed to drink it?
He's like this. It's like the tensest little lips you've ever seen.
What am I supposed to do?
He's terrified that he's gonna mouth it too much.
Instead of any self-reflection or like, okay, my bad. You just gotta do it. Yeah, you gotta be smooth.
He barely like.
am I
Every time
supposed
he
to do,
does it, I'm like,
Jolene?
what the fuck?
What
It
am I
cracks me
supposed
up.
to do?
Like, he doesn't want it too far in his mouth.
Yeah,
might
you
be a
gotta be
little gay.
smooth.
You know what I mean?
You
I
want
feel
to deep throat
I
it?
feel like that's how Aidan would think. I feel like that's how Turtles would think. I don't know the man, but I feel like don't be too gay with the straw.
Oh yeah,
Just like you did.
it's
just enjoy it.
sophisticated.
You know, just free your lips and the rest will follow. But it's just like
Oh, you want
I've
this
never
one?
seen anyone drink that tightly. And it's giant.
What do you
Didn't
want?
that fucking Stanley give him carpal tunnel too?
No, that
I'd
was
be
with
like,
this
I got
hand.
fucking carpal
That
tunnel.
was
I
with
didn't know what
this
it was
hand.
from. I was like, fuck,
This
what am I
is
doing?
my
Am I
jerk off
typing? Am I
hand. That's
lifting?
way
Like,
better.
no,
It's
doing
way
this.
stronger.
Just lifting the Stanley. Like you're already drinking out of the Stanley. Okay?
That's my left hand.
You're already drinking out of the yoga mom, teenage girl equivalent of the water
Hey,
drinking thing. So
be
just enjoy
nice.
it. Just take the whole straw in.
See, I could take a joke.
Mm.
It's not that hard, Machado.
He's
See?
so- it's like, just like the lip.
It's like a sophisticated British cigarette.
Are you even getting any water?
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
Turtle
delicious.
Come on. Come on.
This is ready for this response?
We gotta see it again.
Aidan. And so instead of any self-reflection or like, okay, my bad.
Look at it. Look at it. It's just like he didn't even. I don't even think he opened his lips. How was the water getting inside? It's okay. It's
You don't want to
okay.
backwash, Jolene.
Jimmy, can you
Jeez
give him permission
Louise.
or something?
What's in her drink?
It's like the littlest stream.
Or like, I promise I won't talk about our private conversations anymore on the show. That's a really easy one to say.
Every time he drinks it, I'm like,
I get
oh
this.
God, I laugh.
Aidan,
I laugh.
you wrote a story about me. And for one day, I thought,
All right, cool. All right, see? I can take a joke at my expense. It's not that hard, see? All right. All right, let's go back to this mic. All right. I survived the Jolene roast. How about that? All right. Back to this. Back to the cash apps here. Carly sends $20 and goes, "We support you." Well, thank you, Carly. I appreciate that, dear. Jen Collins sends $10 and goes, "You're the best." I appreciate that, Jen. You're the best too. Appreciate that. Oh, we got Jessica Svedine sends $20 and goes, "Let's close down a Chili's and have a fundraiser." We should have another giveaway for Chili's date with Turtleboy thing. We need to do that. Yeah, I think we should do that. Yeah, we did that last year. And, you know, the person who won didn't respond to my many emails asking her when she wanted to go on the Chili's date. So we just never did it. So that was also with 5150. She had to come along, which maybe that's why she just didn't want to go along with her. Maybe, I don't know. It's weird. Like, do I go alone? Like, what do I do? Like, I don't want to have like a one-on-one date with somebody that wins a giveaway. That's weird. Like, you should be able to bring a friend, you know? And I feel like I should bring a friend. Who should I bring? My lawyer? Like, who should I bring? I should bring someone with me. I don't know. All right. Yeah, we definitely need to start doing that, though. I mean, those work big time. All the shit that Karen's team was doing around this time, we need to start doing it, too. You know? We need to start doing that, too. So, okay, cool. All right. Yeah, Bettero will not come to Chili's. So that'd be funny if he did, but, you know, I don't think it's going to be happening. You like steakhouses too much. All right. Kate sends $5, goes posted on X and tagged you and emailed it to you. We got it. Thank you, Kate. I appreciate that. All right. Let me see about memberships here. Become a member on Friday. You get members only. We have a cult. It's great. It's different from Sex Cult though. That's Friday cult, members cult. She is a YouTube member. Jennifer, welcome aboard. Superstition Man says, "I've been around here since pre-trial 1. Free Turtle Boy." Yeah. Feels so long ago, doesn't it? Forced to be Petty says, "Hoping you still go over the exit interview tonight. No loss for you there, Turtle Daddy. We dug you a huge hole." Now, that won't be going on tonight, but it will be coming. I need time to prep for that. You understand? There's just too much content in one night. We got to get all the clips together and just go over all the lies and all the contradictions over the years and everything. And it's crazy. Okay. Trust is Love is a member for 9 months. Says, "After we free Karen Reed, it should have been free Turtleboy now." Well, I think for most people it was. That's the thing. It's like when we had the fundraisers on the same night that BLT is so mad that Mazda had like a ticker showing how much each fundraiser had. I outraised the Karen fund in less time, and they had Karen on it speaking for the first time. It kind of says something, you know? And it's not because people don't like her. It's because people didn't like the people that were doing the fundraiser. That's what they didn't like about it. And so for most people, they did jump on the free Turtleboy train like immediately because people understand that, like, you know, even anybody who actually supports Karen Reed and John O'Keefe and that whole movement that we did understands that if you don't support me, right, then it means you support the Commonwealth, right? It means that you are okay with what is happening to me, which means that you're siding with Brian Tully and Jennifer McCabe and Brian Albert, and you're supporting this narrative that these people are victims instead of perpetrators and suspects. And that, you know, everything I did, everything I said to these people, everything I protested, and it was all for a reason. It was to raise awareness to what was happening in Canton and in Norfolk County. And it worked. It worked greatly because Karen Reed is free, and we were not going to let that happen. They wanted no one to watch that. They wanted to do that quickly, quietly. And, you know, if she pleads, it won't be if she doesn't plea, it'll be an episode. Remember that was their belief on that. So Thunder says, donate to free the turtle. Thank you very much, Thunder. I appreciate that. Hillary gave out 1 membership. Congrats to the winner. I appreciate that. Oh, Rebecca Lavoie said, you defended. Oh, she's a member for 3 months. Love to see it. Sub to her channel as well. Something's Off podcast. She goes, you defended JM to me when I told you a year ago that she's problematic. You were actually a good friend to her, even behind her back. That's so true. That's so true. And, you know, another one that's like, so she's got this rivalry with Kayla Churchill. You might have heard her commenting on Kayla Churchill. And to be very clear, I've always liked Kayla Churchill because I wrote about Kayla Churchill like 5 years ago. A lot of people don't know that, in a good way. She's one of the 5% of people that I wrote about that was like positively portrayed because she was raising awareness at her kids' elementary school because they just didn't lock the doors. And she like highlighted the problem with it. She videotaped herself just walking into her kids' elementary school, not getting buzzed in, not showing who she was. And she videotaped herself just walking the hallways and posted it on the internet and was like, look at this. This is like, what if I was a bad guy? Look at this. Like, and it was like a huge, and it was good for her for doing this, because this is like, you can't have people just coming off the streets, walking in your kids' elementary school. So she wanted to raise awareness to something that was a huge problem. And you know what they did? They charged her with trespassing, right? And I came to her defense. Kevin Reddington represented her, actually. And so I came to her defense and I wrote this thing about it. And her and I have been friendly ever since then. She messaged me in jail. She supported me financially. She's actually in the video in July of 2023 at the Karen Reed pretrial hearing. We're walking to the car with Carl Dougal. She's the chick with no shoes on. And she was great. Kayla Churchill's great. And so when Machado had like a beef with her, it's like, because she has a beef with everyone. Kayla messaged me about it and like warned me about Machado. She's like, I know whatever. I'm like, no, I like Jess. I like you too, you know, but I don't want to get involved and blah, 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 blah. But she was right. She was right. But I told her the same. I'm like, yeah, but Holly McNamara is a fucking piece of shit too. I just swore, God damn it. She's a bad person too. You know, like, don't watch out for her. That's my warning to her, is that like, watch out for her too. If you form a mutual bond over a mutual hatred of another person, Jess Machado, that's not a relationship that's built to last. Yeah, she showed up to court with Meredith. That's all you need to know. She supported Meredith getting the restraining order against me. She led that charge. That's all you need to know about Holly McNamara. And she did that because she's obsessed with Jess Machado. right? I mean, some of these people who are obsessed with Jess Machado are a little too obsessed with it, right? Just make fun of her. Have a good time. Don't take it so seriously. Okay? Like, do like Jolene does. Just have a good time. Like the Jim Altmans of the world take it way too seriously. Way too seriously. It's not that serious. You can just, she's a lolcow. You can laugh. So Kayla Churchill, 1000% right. And she shared, I guess she shared some video. They're political rivals. They're both Republicans. Kayla Churchill is part of a different wing of the Republican Party than Jessica Machado is, and they're politically against each other. So yeah, I like Kayla Churchill. I'm team Kayla Churchill. I've always been team Kayla, and you know, she was right. She's another one. So Rebecca Lavoie warned me about her. But what did I do when these people all came to me and they were like, watch out for Jess Machado? I always, like Rebecca said, I always stood up for her. And I'm like, no, she's a good person. She did this. And I should have listened. But anyway, they were right. All right. Next, Jay Shockblast says, I still hate Brighton Towing. I forgot about them. They give you your car back, Jay? Is he still picking on you? Thank you, sir. Okay, cool. Yeah. So anyway, if anyone else wants their messages read, click at the link at the top for Turtle Chat or cash at me at $ Uncle Turtleboy, and we can do it that way. All right. So just let's talk about Djuna the Djoke and a couple other things. Oh, before we do that, real quick, let's talk about I want to talk about Dildo real quick. Not the lawyer Dildo. Not okay. I think it's on the trial channel. I can watch this. Okay. So we watched this during the bus stop live the other day, but I want to watch it again because everyone's talking about this and just needs to be cleared up. Okay. So for some reason, Attorney Dildo wants to depose me in the Karen Reed lawsuit. And as much fun as that sounds, as much fun as I'd like to, I never miss an opportunity to talk about this case, like to have a chance to tell them directly to their faces exactly what happened to John O'Keefe is like quite the opportunity. But the fact of the matter is I have a criminal trial coming up in 4 months, and my lawyers would literally kill me if I went in there and just said whatever I wanted to say. And as we've seen, they will just take whatever you say and misrepresent it. Like Dildo shows you in this whole thing why it's dangerous to talk at all, because they will take everything that you say and just take it out of context in the worst possible light. Everything you say, and they will lie, they will misrepresent things, and judges will believe it. So he sent me a while ago that I'm being deposed on July 30th, right? As we get closer to the day, my lawyer's like, you can't do it. You're just tell him, like, I tell him, I'm like, hey, I have to take the 5th. My lawyers are telling me to take the 5th, like a week before. And then he's like, we'll see you on that day. I'm like, did you hear what I just said? Okay. I'm telling you right now what I'm going to say when I get there. So why don't we just cut out? You really want me to go down there? Okay. Sure. I think it's because they just want to put me in a room with Paul and Peggy and they can give me death stares. That's what I'm guessing. I don't know. But my lawyer, Tim Bradle, emailed Dildo on July 27th and said the same. He's not going to be attending. He's pleading the 5th. And I'm like, okay, my lawyer's spoken to him. But he doesn't represent me in this case. He represents me in the criminal matter, in which I'm going to be taking the 5th for that. But Dildo's like, nope, you're coming. So he emails me. He's like, so I understand you have no lawyer. I'll see you on that day. The day before, right, I was actually planning on going, but the day before I got contacted or a family emergency came up. Let's just put it that way. A family emergency came up. And I alerted Dildo to this. And I'm like, look, I have a family emergency. I can't make it. I have to watch the kids. Okay. Now that's expecting that this is going to be like at 10 o'clock in Boston. Right. And I've been to depots before. They take all day. It's not like I can be out of there by 11 and get home for 12 and watch the kids. I can't do it. There's just not enough time. Like, and so he doesn't have a daycare. I mean, does he have iPads? Does he have like a pool or something at his office that can entertain these two kids for this long? Like, I don't know. Do you got like Disney Plus? Like, what are they going to do? So life happens. And now adults then figure out a day that's mutually. I never once told him ever that I'm not going to show up ever. I never said that to him. And that's the way he makes it seem to the court. Like, I'm telling him I'm not coming because I'm pleading the fifth. That's what that is not the reason I didn't show up July 30th. The reason I didn't show up July 30th was a childcare situation. And I told him that. Okay. The Fifth Amendment stuff, as you're going to see in the emails, I tell him with the Fifth Amendment stuff, it's like, okay, when I come, I'm just going to plead the fifth. So you really want to do this? But if you insist, I'll go. Okay. And he has entered these all into the record. So like, you can see him yourself. Because I make sure to say that. I'm like, okay, dude, I'll go. Again, I'll read these to you. I don't know what this guy's talking about. Let me pull this up. Where's Dildo? Diller. All right. So he emails me. Yeah, he emails me on July 28th, 2 days before the depot, and goes, Attorney Bradle reached out to me and said he does not represent you in our case. Please note you remain under subpoena for 7/30/26. And I email him the day before. I'm like, I'm unable to attend due to a family emergency. I'd be happy to reschedule another date and time with you. See that? That's me not avoiding it. Me saying, give me another date and time is me not avoiding the depot. I go, however, please be aware that I will be exercising my Fifth Amendment privilege to any substantive questions. So that's me telling. I'm not saying that the reason I'm not showing up is because of the Fifth Amendment. That's the way he presents it in his stupid motion. The reason that I'm not showing up is a childcare thing, but I'll show up at another time. Whenever you want. Let's figure it out. My bad. Life happens sometimes. Ask Colin Albert. Sometimes life happens. But I'll be there. Okay? I go, please let me know a date and time that works for you. You can call me if easier. Then he goes, Mr. Kearney, I'm sorry to hear about your family emergency. Please provide me with more details regarding the family emergency that requires your attention tomorrow. The family emergency is I'm watching my kids. Okay. That's the emergency. They cannot watch themselves. There's no one else that could do it. I don't know what you want me to say. The babysitter moved to Florida. I don't have anyone else to watch the kids. There's nothing I can do. Sorry. Out of options. I can't it's on a work day. Everybody has a job. Like, what do you want me to do? And he like wants to know what the family emergency is. Like, who are you to ask me that? Like, who are you? You think you have a right to know that? Okay. And I go, I need further support regarding such request. As you are aware, this depot has been scheduled for months and we have our own obligations in this case. Yeah, we'll get around to it. I'll get you. I understand. You remain under subpoena, unrepresented by counsel in this case, and you wait until 4:30 on the eve of your depot to alert me of your intended, quote, no-show in violation of the subpoena. We require your deposition testimony, and should you retain counsel to represent you, please have them connect with me. So he's not taking no for an answer. Okay. So then I say, it's a personal family emergency. I have to watch the kids all day. Childcare is not available. Sorry about the inconvenience, but my family is always first for me. I would be happy to move the date to a time convenient for you. As I stated before, and as my attorney Tim Bradle told you, I will be invoking my Fifth Amendment privilege to any substantive questions you have So I'm not sure what the point of this exercise is, but notice what I'm not saying there is what I'm not saying is the reason I'm not showing up is the 5th. And that's what he says in his stupid motion, is that the reason I'm not showing up is because I'm pleading the 5th. Au contraire, the reason I'm not showing up is a family emergency, childcare. That's it. But I go, when I do show up, heads up, it's going to be a waste of time. I'm just going to be saying 5th. You know, if you want to depose me and I'll answer anything you want after the trial. I go on to say, I am awaiting trial in December for witness intimidation charges regarding the Kearney murder trial, in which a jury unanimously agreed after 31 days of expert testimony that John O'Keefe was not hit by a car. You like that, Dildo? Obviously, I will not be answering any questions involving anything related to the Karen Reed, John O'Keefe case until that matter is fully adjudicated in criminal court. As an attorney, not the Karen Reed case, of course, my case. As an attorney, I am sure you are familiar with my rights as an American citizen to do so. After I'm acquitted, I would be happy to answer all of your questions. So for now, I have to plead the 5th. If you want the good shit, you're going to have to wait till after the acquittal. But for now, I can only just plead the 5th. So you're not going to get anything out of me when I show up. He writes back at night. Okay. He's like, Mr. Kearney, regardless of the procedural posture of your criminal matter, I need to obtain your depo in our case immediately. Given the status of our case and our looming deadlines, my hands are tied and I need to create a record tomorrow should you elect not to appear. If you do not appear, I will forward these communications, or I will put these communications on the record and represent transparently what you communicated to me here. And I'm like, okay, do it. Put them on the record. Like, put things on the record in which I say, you know, and you guys got to stop with this shit. You don't think I know what I'm doing, guys. Okay. Obviously, I'm going to have a lawyer. Obviously. Okay. Obviously, I'm going to be, I'm not going to do anything stupid. Okay. I know what I have 2 lawyers. Okay. 3 lawyers, right? None of them represented me in this case, but I don't need your stupid advice. All the people messaging me who don't know what the hell they're talking about. There's so many people out there that don't know what the hell they're talking about. You don't know what you're talking about. Okay. That's it. This is just gamesmanship on his part, posturing. I know what I'm doing. Okay. Everything's going to be fine. It's all going to be okay. Okay. We just had to pick a different date. That's all this was. Okay. That's it. He goes on to say, if you do not appear, yeah. And I respond to him the next day. So he messages me at night. I message him the next day. Okay. The next date, of course, I get a call from the special prosecutor in the wiretapping case of Meredith, and he's at Leominster Courthouse. He wants to talk to me. So I live 15 minutes from there. I stop by the courthouse. I meet him in the lobby. He asks me a couple questions. I give him answers. I take his email down. He wants to contact me afterwards to let me know what's happening. And that's it. I have rights as a victim. Okay. And he just wanted to let me know these things. Thank you. I don't stay for the arraignment. I don't see her. I don't see anyone. I leave. 9:15, I'm out of there. Okay. Then I go back and I get the kids. And I did a stream that morning. Okay. And it was a short stream, if you recall, like much shorter than normal, because I don't want to just sit on the stream while they're, you know, gonna be entertaining them. I don't want them just sitting around. Now, my kids are old enough to just chill out. Okay. They don't want to be on camera. They don't want to be YouTube famous. They don't want to come on here and pimp their Venmos out like other content creators do with their kids. They don't want to do that shit. They just want to live normal lives. So, you know, I just want to be a normal dad. They just want to be normal kids. So that's it. And during that live, I believe I get a knock on the door from the sheriff or somebody from the sheriff's department, whatever, with another subpoena to appear for a depo. So I go, this is at 10:15. So this is, I think this is like right before I went live. Okay, with the bus stop live. Because I got the kids and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, Attorney Diller, as I have told you, I am available anytime next week except for Monday because of the golf tournament. However, if you need me appear today, I am willing to appear via Zoom because I am with my children. Please send the Zoom code if you can. Thank you. So I give him an option like, hey, do it. Okay. And as we're going to see with Dildo, he doesn't like that option. Like he doesn't like the Zoom. He doesn't want to do Zoom. Zoom's good enough for him to go on court and do Zoom, but it's not good. I'm not allowed to do it. Okay. He says he doesn't trust me. So I'm going on my way making, how about this? Let's make it work. How about this? How about this? How about this? And he's like, no, this. And then he emails me back at 5:12 that day. Then he goes, please confirm that you agree to appear at 50 Congress Street next Thursday, 8/6/26 at 10 a.m. for your re-notice deposition. Now, in the meantime, what were people saying online? People were saying, oh, he's going to be held in contempt. He's not going. He's in trouble. And I'm like, so then I get a subpoena to show up for another depo from him. And it's like, well, I guess I'm not being held in contempt then, huh? I guess you were wrong. I guess the internet was wrong. All these people telling me that like, I'm going to be in big trouble for this. No, it's just a new date. That's it. You're overreacting. You're lying. You're being dishonest. And he goes, I go, can you do Friday, August 7th? I have the kids all day Thursday. I am willing to attend. I just need to find a time that works for both of us. Just to remind you, I will not be answering any substantive questions and will be evoking my Fifth Amendment privilege. He writes back, or he doesn't write back. Then I get the knock at the door. Okay. And they're like, here's your thing. Like, here's your thing for the 17th. I'm like, 17th? Well, can't. I have the kids all day on the 17th. So I go, Attorney Diller, I did not get a reply from you about August 7th. An hour after I sent the email asking if you could do that date, I was served with a subpoena for August 17th. That day does not work for me as I have family obligations. I am more than happy to find an agreeable date, but we need to figure out a date that works for both of us. Here are my available days. How many days do I give them? Let's see. 8/7, 8/10, 8/11, 8/12, 8/13, 8/14, 8/18, 8/20, 8/21, and 8/22. All of those dates. And pick a day. Any date you want. We'll do it. Does he respond? No. He does not respond. Okay. So then Dildo goes and does this in court. Let's watch this display.
Good morning, Your Honor. May I proceed?
Please.
Morning, everyone. The matter is before civil action 24.
Between the parties, motion to compel for sanctions. He then ended up have occurred.
Everyone, good morning. Excuse me. So, Attorney Diller, do you want me to tell me your perspective of discovery at this point?
Sure, Your Honor. 25 depositions have occurred.
25.
There are still another 21 that are outstanding. A number of depositions had been noticed to occur everybody was prepared to occur, and they were canceled at the 11th hour. I believe mostly by witnesses, but they're still on the docket to be occurring. There were several substantive depositions that are pretty significant to the parties in this case that ended up being canceled at the 11th hour that still need to happen. And I expect that from those depositions, there will be follow-up questions that require further discovery.
When you say substantive depositions, tell me which depositions you're referring to.
Plural.
Well, notably, Aidan Kearney, Your Honor,
all he wants
failed to attend his deposition, which was scheduled on the 30th.
That's just misleading.
We're preparing a motion to
failed to attend his deposition. He's acting like I just didn't show up, like I didn't tell him I wasn't going to show up. He went through with the deposition knowing I wasn't going to be there. He just did it anyway, just so he could go into court and be like, he didn't show up. He just doesn't tell the judge that. He's just like, nope, he just didn't show up.
Compel for sanctions. He then went on his live stream that evening and said that.
I don't need to hear all the details. Just
All right.
get your motion filed.
Yep. So that hasn't happened yet. Miss Reed's suspended deposition has not finalized. It was supposed to have occurred, and for logistics reasons between all the parties, that was moved to another future date. So it hasn't occurred
talks
yet.
about me later on around. Let's find it.
To suggest that we were able to procure experts leased to us all of that data while the criminal matter was pending,
Yeah.
and then motion practice ensued, or there was discovery practice, and so this court is aware that initially there was a motion to dismiss filed that was heard and presided over last October. At that hearing, there was an announcement that we were going to be adding 10 new parties to this case, and that was to be briefed. That period of briefing occurred over the next 2 months, at which time, after the briefing, that was withdrawn. And it was plaintiff's position at that time that if they were going to add 10 new parties, it wasn't prudent for us to start engaging and being and start pushing the parties to turn over the discovery if we're adding 10 new parties. Then when that came off the table, but to suggest that we were in the driver's seat since last July, the bars didn't have access to us to force them in and understand that the Reed team 2025 into the beginning of 2026.
Go back and forth when there's no.
It'll be done today. But if it's skipped again, that they're.
Here we go.
Diller, when are you going to file the motion relative to the witness that didn't show up?
He just wants to talk about me.
It'll be done today, Your Honor. In full transparency, that witness has disclosed that he is willing to show up.
You didn't mention that.
I would prefer to have an order of the court so that if it's skipped again, that there is something that puts them.
So I said I would show up, and I'm going to show up, but he wants an order of the court telling me I have to show up. Okay, fine. Bro, I'm going to show up. So basically, he wants an order to get the court to order me something that I plan on doing anyway. That's it. Sure. No problem.
Forces him to actually go forward with the deposition. So
you say it's going to be.
And by go forward with the deposition, I've made it clear to him I'm pleading the fifth as soon as I get there to everything. So I don't know what you want me to say.
Prepared today. So it hasn't been sent out?
It hasn't been served 9A.
Any of the other parties object to the motion?
Well, I don't know what the motion is going to say, Your Honor. I'm happy.
The motion is probably going to seek compelling the witness to appear. Anyone object to that?
Not a
if
problem.
that's the entirety of the motion, then no.
Your Honor, on behalf of Waterfall, we would not object.
On behalf of CF McCarthy's, we would not object either, Your Honor.
All right. So let's assume the motion also seeks sanctions. Are any of the other parties going to object to that?
I would say it depends what the sanctions are. There's a possibility we might not take a position on it. I can't really answer that without knowing what they're asking for.
Why would you possibly oppose a request to sanction a non-party that you have nothing to do with?
Well, I didn't say that I necessarily.
Because what if one of the sanctions is that, like, I have to do something that hurts his client? Like, what if one of the sanctions, I don't know how any of this shit works. He knows the answer to that question. He knows that there's probably, why would he agree to sanctions if he doesn't know what the sanctions are? If those sanctions somehow are adverse to the interests of his client, Karen Reed, then why would he agree to that, Your Honor? Duh.
Necessarily would, Your Honor. I said, I don't know what the sanctions that they are seeking are. And so sanctions can obviously be a lot of things. And there may be an argument that the sanctions
also because he
can't.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm in a vacuum. I can't tell you that, yes, I would agree to whatever sanctions they ask.
Exactly. Why would he agree to that?
Okay, so everyone agrees that a witness that didn't appear, it would be appropriate for an order to issue compelling that witness to appear. Is that correct?
Correct.
Yeah, but you know what else is inappropriate? Like acting like I didn't make accommodations. Like, how come he didn't read these emails out loud? He does put them in his motion.
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes.
Okay. You're having a little screen problem here, so I lost it. Here we go. To appear for deposition.
I do, Your Honor.
Attorney Daly, do you agree to that?
Yes, Your Honor.
So how about I issue an order compelling the witness to appear? When do the parties want the witness to appear for deposition?
It's Mr. Diller's witness, so.
He's currently under subpoena for a rescheduled deposition to occur on the 17th. I will share with you that he has reached out and say that he's not available on the 17th. He's given other dates.
Okay.
The only dates that
I'll tell you what, Attorney Diller. You can file your motion to compel the witness to appear outside of.
See, how come the judge then doesn't ask Diller, or Dildo rather? How come he doesn't ask him? Wait a minute. You've been speaking to him? Wait, so he said other dates? He's offered other dates? Oh, so why didn't you mention that to begin with? You said he didn't show up. How come you didn't mention any of this to me? You're making it sound like this guy just didn't show up, like he's poo-pooing this.
That's not what he's doing. He just couldn't make it on that day, bro.
9A, given that all of the parties don't object to that.
Okay.
You can serve your motion for sanctions or whatever else you're looking for under 9A. And
I don't even need those copies. You know why I don't need the copies of those emails? Because this guy put it in his motion. He put the emails in the motion. Like, so the judge is going to see all these.
we'll wait to hear Attorney Rosenberg's perspective on potential sanctions. So file your motion today.
I will.
Relative to compelling
What did he
witness.
say there about sanctions?
A motion to compel the witness to appear outside of 9A, given that all of the parties don't object to that.
Okay.
You can serve your motion for sanctions or whatever else you're looking for under 9A, and we'll wait to hear Attorney Rosenberg's perspective on.
So wait till you hear this too. So you can serve your motion for sanctions. So you can have a separate motion for sanctions under 9A. That's what he says. A separate motion, not the
Potential
same.
sanctions. So file your motion today.
I will.
Relative to compelling the witness.
Relative to
And as it
compelling the
relates to discovery, taking the deposition, if it has to occur outside of the discovery deadline, given our current situation, I just want to make sure that nobody's going to object to that.
From Mr. Reed's standpoint,
Yeah, we don't need to do that here. I'll tell you, the court's never going to object to attorneys working
Okay.
together.
So then right on cue, I get an email from Dildo at 8:45 p.m. on August 6th. Okay. It reads as follows. Mr. Kearney, attached and below, please find our motion to compel. That's all it says. Motion to compel together with accompanying exhibits. Please advise if you have legal counsel representing you in this matter, and I'll speak directly with them. If you wish to speak, I am happy to discuss the attached motion further. If we speak, I do not agree to you recording any conversations. Alternatively, if you intend to have a lawyer represent you for this deposition, please advise. So I've been trying to have phone conversations with this guy. I tell him in my thing, I gave him my phone number, call me. He could just call me whenever he wants, but no, he doesn't want to call me because he's worried I'll record him. Are you not giving you consent to record? Relax, pal. I'm not going to record you. Okay. Chill out. Enough of this shit. You're overreacting the recording nonsense. Okay. I'm not recording a lawyer, dude. Relax. You know, get legal counsel. Next person who says this shit to me, ban him for life. I know what I'm doing. Okay. I don't need your legal advice. I know what I'm doing. I have lawyers. Okay. We don't need your stupid comments from the cheap seats about it. I know what I'm doing. It's under control. Okay. Next person who says some stupid shit like that, banned. Banned. That's it. Get in the hole. So that's it. So I'm not going to record them. I've learned my lesson. No more recording. Okay. Done. Okay. That's it. Anyway, I know what I'm doing. Yeah. I listen to brother counsel. That's watch what you're saying. I know what I'm doing. I've listened to brother counsel. I know what I'm doing. Okay. I have lawyers. We're on this. Okay. It's all set. You don't know what you're talking about. I know shit you don't know. Okay. So just leave it at that and shut up and just watch. We don't need your fucking advice. Oh, I swore. Everything's good. Everything's good. Everything's under control. Now, so Dildo sends me that email and he attaches a motion. Okay. And some of you have seen this motion because it was shared online, but the motion you saw is slightly different from the one that you guys have seen that Diller sends me in this email. So I want to show you this. And it's more Diller dishonesty. Okay. All right. Get rid of that. Boom. Motion. Okay. All right. So plaintiff's motion to compel with deposition subpoena and for contempt for failing to comply. Now, is the one I saw out there that was shared online by Kyle Sharkey and stuff? Does it say that part about and for contempt for failing to comply? Does it say that? I want to see this. Let's go look for it right now. Suspicious sauce. Let's see. She had the, and on her thing, she had it all queued up. Okay, let's see. Okay. So this is what I go on this chick's, before we look at this, I go on her suspicious sauce. She always shares the docs. Okay. And I click on this link right here. Okay. And notice it's different. Notice this one says, look at the title. Motion to compel compliance with deposition and subpoena. But look what he sends me. This is what he sent me. He sends me something different. He sends me this. Motion to compel compliance with deposition subpoena and for contempt for failing to comply. So what you saw, suspicious sauce share, is what has been filed in court. That's what you can read, is what has been filed in court. And then he sends me this and acts like it's what's been filed in court, but it's not, because he did not file anything in court for contempt. He's trying to trick me here. See what I'm saying? This thing, there is nothing filed about contempt. Have you guys seen anything filed about contempt? Have you? Because I haven't seen anything. What I saw being shared all over the interwebs was just for a motion to compel, not for contempt, but to compel. Did you guys? I don't know. Maybe I'm alone here. I didn't see anything about that. So this guy's trying to pull a fast one on this. Okay? Did he file what he sent you? I haven't seen it filed anywhere. I've checked the docket. I've seen what's shared online. What's been filed is this one. That's suspicious sauce shared. Okay? And it just says motion to compel. That's it. There's nothing there about and for contempt for failing to comply. Do you guys see that? Because that's part of the 9A, exactly. But he hasn't served the 9A. He hasn't filed the 9A, has he? I don't, like, he's trying to pull some shit here. But don't worry. I have lawyers. Don't worry. We're good. We know what we're doing. I'm just pointing out the fact that he's being deceptive. He's very deceptive. All right. Is the content of the motion the same? It appears as if it is, except for the ending. Yes, Barry Stevens. That's a really good question. And maybe we'll compare and contrast the two motions and see if there's any difference. Okay. Let's start with the suspicious sauce one. Okay. First paragraph, now comes it, and the relevant background. We're a little different. Oh, look at this. Okay. So it goes, now come the plaintiff and pursuant to Rule 45 of the Massachusetts Rules of Civil Procedure, respectfully request this court issue an order compelling third party Aidan Kearney to appear for a depo on August 17th or August 20th. See, that's what adults do. I told him the 17th no good. He's like, okay, the 20th then. Done. No problem. I have nothing on the 20th. I'll be there. Okay. As ground. So that's what it says. As ground. Now look at that first paragraph for that one and check out what he sent me. Tell me if you see the difference here. This is what he sent me. Now come the plaintiffs and pursuant to Rule 45, the Civil Rule Procedure, respectfully request this court to issue an order compelling third party Aidan Kearney to appear for his deposition on August 17th and 20th, and to adjudge Aidan Kearney in contempt of court for failing to comply with the deposition, and award plaintiffs deposition costs and attorney's fees. That's what he sends to me. So he sends to me something very different than what was sent in court. And he claims in his email to me that, again, this is his exact email. You want to see the email? I ain't lying. Says it right there. Attached and below, please find our motion to compel together with the company exhibits. He doesn't mention anything about motion for sanctions, motion for whatever. Nothing. That's it. So he's lying. He's lying to me. Why is this guy such a liar? This is the same guy who lied about what was on the recording and made Alan Jackson fly all the way out here. And then the last minute was like, oh, psych. So this is what it says. And this is the real one that's been filed with the court. And then this is the one he lies and tells me was filed with the court. Was these two are not on. That's new. That's not on the one that's filed with the court. So there you go, Barry Stevens. There you go. Now, let's go paragraph by paragraph. Relevant background. Is that the same? 5 lines, ends with Exhibit A. Let's check the other one, the real one. 5 lines, ends with Exhibit A. Done. Same exact thing. Notice he doesn't redact first of all, that's the wrong address. He doesn't redact it. Of course not. Because, when other people do it, everything's under a protective order and it's all things. You can just throw addresses out there, whatever. Anyway. So it says here, on or about April 18th, Kearney made a social media post, including a photograph of a subpoena. Let's see if that one's on mine. Yes, the exact thing is on mine. Okay. Next paragraph. More than 3 months later, on July 24th, Kearney contacted the plaintiff's counsel and stated, I'm unavailable and cannot be deposed while awaiting trial. I have a Fifth Amendment right. But key word there. Notice he bolds this. He bolds, I cannot be deposed awaiting trial, but he doesn't bold this, which is the more important thing. Unavailable. Okay? Unavailable. Plaintiff's counsel, because he's making it seem like the reason I'm not sure that I'm just saying Fifth Amendment and not coming, but that's not what I'm doing. On or about July 27th, attorney Tim Bradle, this appears exactly as it is in the one I got, contacted the plaintiff's counsel and states, Aidan asked me to give him the courtesy of responding to you lawyer to lawyer. That is a threshold matter and not waiving any particular objections. He would be invoking his Fifth Amendment privilege. He would be. He authorized this communication and will not be appearing. You certainly remain free to speak directly to him on these matters since he is self-representing. And then he sends me the thing saying, your lawyer tells me you're not represented in this one. We'll see you that day. Okay. So I'm kind of caught in the middle here. Like, what do I do? What's going on here? Okay. Plaintiff's counsel again reiterated to Mr. Kearney that he was still under subpoena authority. What did I just do? Okay. Does that appear as it does? Let's see. Yep. That does appear exactly as it is in the one that I got. Kearney is facing current criminal prosecution for intimidating witnesses. So, of course, he's got to throw that in there. Okay. On July 29th at 4:34, on the evening before his depo, Kearney again contacted the plaintiff's counsel and stated for the first time, I am unavailable to attend a depo tomorrow due to a family emergency. His counsel responded that Kearney remained under subpoena authority and that plaintiffs intended to go forward with the depo. Conscious of what this court's desire to complete discovery and outstanding depos expeditiously, plaintiff's counsel requested clarification from Kearney concerning their proposed emergency. He responded by saying it's a personal family emergency and I have to watch the kids all day. Childcare is not available. Yeah, there you go. There you go. Okay, goes on. Let's see. Is that exactly how it appears in mine? Yes, that is exactly how it appears in the one he sent me. Next paragraph, which is also exactly how it appears. Kearney's depo went forward without him. Why would it go forward without? If I told you I'm not going to be there the day before, why would you go through with it? Instead of finding a day that works for us, I'm like, I can't be there. So this is just theater at this point. Okay. And does he tell the waterfall and the CF McCarthy's attorneys that I informed him I couldn't make it because of a childcare situation? No, he does not tell them that. He does not. On or about July 30th, his depo went forward without him. Counsel for all parties, a court reporter, and a videographer were present at the plaintiff's expense. So you went forward with a deposition to film me knowing I wasn't going to be there because I told you I couldn't make it. Instead of scheduling another date, you just went through with this, and then you paid for all these people to come down there. And then you're like, but oh my God, the expenses. Like what? Plaintiff's counsel read the email exchange with Kearney into the record and marked relevant documents as depo exhibits. Plaintiff's counsel announced the intent to seek sanctions against Kearney for his failure to comply with the depo subpoena. Counsel for CF McCarthy's reserved the right to seek costs for her time, both in appearance and attending the depo today that he had no show for, and for counsel for the waterfall seconded that opinion. Next paragraph, which appears, this is exactly as it appears in the letter I got. So this is like, so far, it's the only thing that's different is the first paragraph. Despite claiming he had to watch the kids all day, Kearney did an online live stream on July 30th during the time he was supposed to be in deposition. And even though he claims his kids are currently in the other room, they are not seen or heard at all during the stream, which lasted more than a half hour, which is short for me. This dude really put that in there. Like, he says the kids were there, but we didn't see them. So what? What does that prove? I do streams all the times with my kids here. I don't like doing them with my kids here because they got to make themselves scarce when that happens. And they don't want to make themselves scarce, right? They're free range children. They want to walk around, be comfortable, and they can't do that if I'm on camera. Right? And so he's like, I don't see any kids there. Well, I guess you cracked the case there, Diller. What are you talking about? What does that prove? Yeah, that's true. You guys watch my show all the time. Many a times with kids in the house. Have you ever seen them on here? No, I don't bring them on my show. They're not part of the show. Okay? They're part of my real life. During a later live stream that same day, he admitted he traveled to Leominster District Court for his ex-girlfriend's arraignment. No, I never did that. That is a complete lie. I never admitted that I stayed for the arraignment, ever. Ever. I never said that. I did not go inside a courtroom. I did not see Meredith O'Neill. Nothing. I went there to meet with Special Prosecutor Vigliotti because he left me the following voicemail. Okay, which I've also posted online. Good morning. This message is for Aidan Kearney. My name is John Vigliotti. I'm an attorney that's working as a special prosecutor out of the Worcester District Attorney's Office in regards to a case where you are a named victim of a wiretap out of Leominster for Meredith O'Neill. I was just assigned the case late yesterday. It is on for arraignment today. I was just looking to touch base with you in regards to the matter as the alleged victim. If you give my office a call at your convenience, okay, he puts his phone number, that would be appreciated. So I call his office as he tells me to do that morning. No one answers. He's not at the office. I'm informed he's already in court. But what did he say in the voicemail? He goes, I was just looking to touch base with you in regards to the matter. So he wants to touch base with me about this. He wants to speak with me about this. So I'm like, I know where he is. I don't have to get the kids for a little bit. Okay. I'm going to watch the kids. I have time to go to Leominster District Court real quick and meet with this dude. Because he says he wants to touch base with me. And I get there and I go inside the courthouse and I'm like, I go to the DA's office downstairs and I'm looking for special prosecutor John Vigliotti. He said he wanted to get in touch with me about something, touch base with something. Okay. And so they alert him. He and I meet in the hallway of the courthouse. There isn't a single other person around because everyone's in the courtroom, the main courtroom, which is around the corner and inside the doors, and we don't see anyone. And he's like, oh, nice to meet you. I have a couple questions. What day did this offense happen? Okay, cool. Here's what I'm going to be doing. Is that okay with you? You have rights. What is your email? Please take down my email. I take it down and I'm like, okay, cool. That's it. So that's what I did. So never once did I say that I went to Leominster District Court to go to an arraignment, to watch an arraignment. I was not there to watch an arraignment. I don't want to be around her. Okay. I don't want to sit there and I'm just no. Let the legal process. I want to speak to the prosecutor. Sure. Because he wants to speak with me. All right. And it didn't conflict with the child care situation. The child care situation happens after this. So I get there at 9:15, 15, 20 minutes from Leominster. I get back in my car. I go back and then get the kids. I send Diller the email at 10:15. I commence the stream. They do not appear in the stream. We keep the stream short and I move on with my day. It's just that simple. Okay. So he's acting like I made this shit all up. Okay. And he goes, on the morning, July 30th, allegedly for 3 to 5 minutes. During the later live stream, Kearney revealed his true impetus for failing to appear. Okay. And he has a quote. I'd be more than happy to school you, dildo, but I have to do what my lawyers tell me to do. If my lawyers tell me under no circumstances can you talk to these people until after trial, I pay them a lot of money. I pay them to give me legal advice, and I don't ask questions. If what we're doing, that's what we're doing. Whatever. If that's what we're doing, that's what we're doing. Whatever you say. What's the point of having lawyers and giving this money if you don't listen? That's the whole point. At no point in this quote do I ever say that I'm not showing up. Nowhere do I say this. I go, I'd be more than happy to school you, but I have to do what my lawyers tell me to do, which is plead the fifth. So when I get there at the deposition, I am going to plead the fifth. Just in case you don't want to waste your time. I'm trying to do him a favor. Okay, fine. You want me to come down there? We'll do a dog and pony show. I will plead the fifth in person if that's what makes you happier. Sure. Whatever you want, dildo. Whatever you want, pal. But he's making it seem like the reason I'm not showing up is because I think I can just go on my stream and go Fifth Amendment and not show up. That is not what I'm doing. The reason I couldn't show up because of the childcare situation on that day, I offer a million alternative dates and I go, when I show up on one of those alternative dates, here's what I'm going to do. That's all. That's all. He's lying. He's misrepresented the court. Kearney later reiterated, I have to talk to my lawyer. I obviously need representation. I can't go to this thing alone. So I'm going to go. I'm going to bring a lawyer. So I got to talk to my lawyer. I have not responded to him yet. And I'm not going to respond until I hear from my lawyer about how to respond to him. Duh. And we have a conversation about what we're going to do about the deposition. Yeah. Because guess what? The depo date also has to work for my lawyer. If I have a lawyer there, then it has to work for them too. So you got to schedule this shit. Anyways, that's my life with Dildo. He's a pain in the ass and he's just a loser. Like, bro, you guys got your ass kicked. Dildo. Good thing you put that in the record. And then in another one, in a subsequent live stream, Kearney states, hey, if they just thought about this for 1 second, who's they? He doesn't say who they is. The fact that who's they here? Who am I talking about in this quote? I'm not talking about Dildo. I'm talking about the people online who claim, did I swear? Sorry. They're claiming that, so the they here is the people online, the trolls, who are saying he's going to jail, he's being in contempt, he blew this off, he thinks he doesn't have to show up, he's never going to show up, okay? He's going to jail. There was a lot of people saying that online. Oh, he's going to get his bail revoked over this, he's going to jail. Stupid things. So that's who the they is here. I go, hey, if they, online trolls, just thought about this for 1 second, the fact that Dildo gave me a new depo date instead of going to the court and filing a motion to compel means that I won. It means that all your predictions about being held in contempt are untrue because he caved. He gave me a new date. That's right. That's right. He took the knee. He got down on a knee. So there you go, Dildo. I'll see you when I see you. Say, I'll see you. Like, I'll be there, bro. Chill out. Chill out, bro. So, like, this is a response to the online trolls who are literally telling me, you're going to jail, bro. You're going to jail. You're going to be held in contempt. I'm like, no, I'm not going to be held in contempt because guess what? I got a new date for a subpoena and I'm going to be there. And when I show up for that depo, I will not be in contempt. Okay? So that's what I meant by that. That's what I meant by that. Because these guys are saying, Dildo's going to put you in jail today. Dildo's going to be down in the courthouse filing a motion to contempt on this day. No, he served me with a new date. And to my knowledge, he has not served the court with the motion for contempt. But he sent me a motion that said contempt, which is a little confusing and a little deceptive. Legal standard. Okay, so that is exactly how it appears in what he sent me. The legal standard thing is word for word as it appears in the one I got. Argument. Plaintiffs avail, and by the way, the first two paragraphs are exactly how they appear in mine. Plaintiffs avail themselves of the provisions of Rule 45, seek an order of contempt. An order of this court compelling his appearance for the depo. Additionally, he lacks adequate excuse to absolve himself of this court's contempt for failing to comply with the subpoena. Kearney's purported excuse is that he was unavailable due to a family emergency is a plain falsehood. It's not. It's not. To the contrary, up until the night before his depo, Kearney's stated reason for trying to escape the depo was he planned to invoke the Fifth Amendment. Never, ever, ever does he have me ever saying that the reason I'm not showing up on July 30th is because of the Fifth Amendment. Never do I say that, ever. In fact, I tell him I will show up, but when I get there, I'm pleading the Fifth. Why is he lying? Why lie? This is the same guy who lied blatantly about what Karen Reed said on the recording. Right? He just lied. We all heard what she said, and he just lies about what she said. We all see what's in the emails I wrote, but he just lies about what's in the emails. We all heard what I said on the show, but he just lies about why lie? Why lie? And then people are like, why are you taking the Fifth? Because they lie. You can't trust it. Like, why give these people anything? Because these are bad faith actors. And he mistakenly believed he cannot be deposed while awaiting trial. I am well aware that I can be deposed while awaiting trial. I am well aware of that I can be deposed while awaiting trial, and I am going to be deposed while awaiting trial. However, being deposed, you can still assert your Fifth Amendment privilege at the deposition, and that's what I'm going to do. Just to be very clear about this, because people don't understand this. Like that, Jolene? How about that? Okay. Goes on to say, only after the plaintiffs announced their intent to go forward, despite Kearney's Fifth Amendment objection, did Kearney pivot and raise the issue of a family emergency on the evening before the depo, which had been noticed for close to 4 months.
Actually, no. Let me double check this just to make sure I have this right. Yeah. I told him in a July 24th email, I'm unavailable. That's it. I was wrong for assuming that like the Fifth Amendment, like clearly here, I can be deposed. I'm well aware of that. Okay. But my reason for telling him I can't show up on the 30th has nothing to do with the Fifth Amendment. Nothing. Like, I'm not going to answer any substantive questions about this at the deposition. Like, what is he talking about? So, only after, let's see, blah, blah, blah. Although we claim to have had to watch his kids that day, Kearney had time to travel to Leominster District Court and do a live stream in which his kids were nowhere to be seen or heard. So they must not have been there, right? All right, sure thing. And by the way, like the conflict with the kids, I got to Leominster District Court by 9:15. I had time to take a leak before I went there too. You want that? You had time to urinate, Your Honor. You had time to go to the bathroom, and he washed his hands too with soap. Better get him on that one. How does he have time for that? Instead, during his live stream comments, immediately after he skipped the depot, Kearney revealed that he no-showed upon the advice of his attorneys. Under no circumstances can you talk to these people until after the trial, not because of a family emergency. This is a falsehood. That's a falsehood. That is not, I have never said that the reason I no-showed, the reason he no-showed is because of the Fifth Amendment. Never, ever said that, ever. Why lie? The reason I no-showed is because I told him I have family obligations. He's conflating the two and he knows it. Why lie? Additionally, Kearney's plan to invoke the Fifth at depot is not adequate excuse for failing to comply with the duly issued and served subpoena. Totally agree. But that's not why I didn't show up. Stop lying. Okay? Like, I agree with that. I am fully aware now, especially, he's made it very clear. I'm fully aware that the Fifth Amendment does not stop them from going forward with the deposition when I have to show up. But when I get there, I can still plead the Fifth. But you still got to show up, technically. So, okay. Anyway, so we all agree on that. Then he goes, in sum, Kearney willfully refused to comply with the valid subpoena. No, I'm not. That's a lie. I have never once refused to comply with the valid subpoena, ever. Publicly taunted counsel. No, I never publicly taunted counsel. I publicly taunted the trolls who were saying that plaintiff's counsel is going to put me in jail. That's who was taunting. Don't lie. And brazenly proclaimed victory because he had not been held in contempt. Kearney's real impetus for failing to appear and testify, his plan to invoke the Fifth Amendment. Nope, that is not my real reason for failing to appear. That is a lie. That is a lie. Okay, so this is exactly how it appears in the motion he sent me. However, this is all he asked for. In the motion, it's one thing. Wherefore, respectfully request this court, 1, issue an order compelling third party Aidan Kearney to appear for depot on August 20th, 2026. Kearney is currently under subpoena for August 17th, pursuant to a subpoena served upon him. He volunteered August 20th as a mutually convenient date and will be reserved for such a date. I have not been reserved yet, but he can reserve me whenever he wants. Okay, but that's it. Notice there's only one thing he's asking for in this, right? An issue order compelling third party.
But that's not what he sent me. That is not what he sent me. What he sent me at the end says this. Wherefore, plaintiffs request this court issue an order compelling third party to appear for the depot. Okay, so that's what appears. But then a judge, Aidan Kearney, in contempt of court for failing to comply with the depot, served on August 14th. But if I show up for the August 20th deposition, then I'm not in contempt, then I'm following the court order. Award plaintiffs depot costs and attorney fees. This is what he puts, but he didn't put this in the motion. He is representing to me that this is what he filed with the court. This is what he said in his email. We filed this today with the court. That's a lie. He did not file this with the court. This part was kept out. He's lying. Award plaintiffs depot costs. Nowhere does that appear in what he filed with the court. Why is he lying? Why lie? Why is he lying to me? Why is he lying? Why is he lying to the court about what I'm saying? Why is he lying? So there we go. You tell me. This guy's a liar. So anyway, yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens. And because as it turns out, like I have a right, if he files a motion to compel, the judge is like, sure, like the judge can sign off on that. But the motion for sanctions, I have to be heard on that because I have a right to say my side of the story. So why is he pretending that he filed a motion for sanctions when he didn't? Why? So anyway, we'll just leave it at that. I just wanted to clear that up, that I am not being dishonest about this. He is. Okay. Let's go watch some of this nonsense. Okay. Let's see. Where can I see the Norfolk County DA debates? Trial channel have it? Let's see. Videos. No, they don't have it. Who's got the Norfolk County DA debate? Where can I watch that? Candidates Forum. I was watching it earlier. Where can I find it? I hate the algorithm for this shit. Oh, believe me, of course I'm going to want it, but I'm not going to. I'm not giving him that satisfaction. Imagine me. Oh, I've been dying for a chance to have a conversation with Paul O'Keefe and tell him exactly what happened to his brother. But Dildo knows I can't. Dildo knows that because I'm awaiting trial, I'd be ill-advised to do so. So, unfortunately not. She raised 18 grand for him tonight. Holy shit, that's wild. Yeah, Emily C is doing a fundraiser for Adam Deitch's election campaign today. And I'm like, I would love to give money to Adam Deitch, but I can't. Because that is exactly what they want me to do. They want me to go on like, oh, see, he gave money to him. He's trying to buy this guy. That creates a potential conflict, even though somehow it's not a conflict when every state trooper and Robert Cosgrove gives money to Greg Connor. Somehow that's not a conflict, right? But me giving money is a conflict somehow. So we're not going to do that. We're not giving him that satisfaction. But anyway, where can I find... Yeah, the Jersey indictment is insane. Insane. But we're going to beat that too. All right. Okay. What am I searching for? Okay, Olivia's got it for me, I think. Of course she does. Thank you. Thank you. You're the best. Because Djuna Perkins sucks, dude. She sucks. And like, she's a real problem. So they have this thing in Braintree the other day, candidates forum. And we got Bearcat there. We got Greg Connor, Adam Deitch, Juby, Macy Lee, and over here we have Djuna. So there's one person missing. Who's the only candidate missing? Oh, McClellan. What's the point of some of these people running? They don't even show up. I don't know. All right. Anyway, so nobody stands to answer their questions except for Djuna. She made sure to stand for everything, and she was just so obnoxious at this whole thing. Okay.
Here together to do this work. We're happy to have you. It is great to see this room so full because it shows a kind of interest in our local government that is so key, because at its core, Mr. Jim Barakat.
Okay,
so with that,
I want to see the applause that each one gets. I want to see the applause that each candidate gets. All right, first up is Bearcat.
thank you for being here, and I would like to introduce our candidates who will be seated before you in alphabetical order, beginning with Mr. Jim Barakat.
Okay, lukewarm. Who running? Bearcat.
Greg Connor.
Look at who are these two? Who are these two? They're clapping up a storm. Okay.
Adam Deitch.
Oh, look at these two not clapping. Oh, wow.
Bob Dubinville.
Dubé. I love Bob.
Macy Lee.
Yeah. Okay, here we go.
And Djuna Perkins.
No, dude. We all know who won. That wasn't even close. Easily Deitch stole that one. Easily. Not even close. The enthusiasm there. What's this? Oh, that's the crazy ginger there who's always in the comments. Melissa Reynolds. What's her name's? Carrie Roberts, whore cousin there. The crazy one that yelled at us. Oh, that one. Yeah. Anyway, so yeah.
Tonight, there is a seventh candidate in this race named Craig McClellan, and he would like for me to tell you that he is greatly sorry not to be here tonight, but he has a family obligation where he is going to pick his daughter
Who
up
is
from
this
camp
person?
in Canada. You are the other critical half of the participation that democracy depends on. Without candidates, we don't have an election at all. In all the issues consideration. Founding member of the nonpartisan Civic and Ready made guest appearances.
Small time together, and I
with my wife and two daughters in the county. You decide to make that decision to move your family to Norfolk County, or it sounds familiar through the street.
Anyway, I'm mostly here for the Djuna comments. Okay, so let's go to Juna's comments here. Okay, with her teal suit on there. Let's see.
Will be the best district attorney in Norfolk County. Thank you, Macy. And Djuna, thank you.
Thank you. Thing too. Thank you all so much for coming. My name is Djuna Perkins. When I was 2 weeks old, my mother, suffering from severe postpartum depression, died by suicide.
Sorry.
A few months later, my father was stabbed in a riot and nearly died. The police didn't even bother to look for his attacker. In the wake of those events, my childhood was quite chaotic. There was poverty, neglect, there were drugs in our home. I have relatives who've been to state prison and juvenile detention. I've been 30 years in Massachusetts courts, fighting for justice for victims of crime all over Massachusetts. For the domestic violence unit, with oversight of all domestic violence private practice, still working with victims of personal experience of injustice and also my professional experience. When I saw the district attorney's failure to prosecute the murder of Sandra Birchmore, I could not sit by and do nothing, because we all know that the measure of a society is how well we treat the most vulnerable among us. I'm proud to have been the first in the race in September of 2024. I was ready to challenge the incumbent, even though I had never run for office before. Detention.
2 minutes. You'll each have 2 minutes for the next question, and we'll start with Greg and continue down. So this question is, in your career, what case are you most proud of and why?
Okay, boring. Skip. Okay, next question.
Our neighboring DA chose prosecution over a deal requiring mental health treatment. Contestant here. So this is a question about mental health. So in a current high-profile case nearby,
Lindsay
our neighboring
Clancy.
DA chose prosecution over a deal requiring mental health treatment of someone seemingly in a mental health crisis when they committed a crime. Given the very high rates of mental health issues among people committing crimes, what factors would you consider in deciding whether mental health treatment or prison might be the best solution?
Interesting question. I don't want to downplay that like it's not important, just not what we're here for right now. So not interested in these answers. We're here specifically for their thoughts on Karen Reed, John O'Keefe, Sandra Birchmore, and Turtleboy. That's what we're interested in hearing about. So I'm sure they'll have wonderful answers on that. Mental health is important. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, next question.
Involved. Additionally, he sent Michael Proctor, Norfolk County DA's office. Now we're going to start with Bob. So this is another 2-minute question, and this is a question related to Michael Proctor.
What? I'm sorry.
Michael Proctor.
Okay.
Michael Proctor was a lead investigator for the Norfolk County DA's office in a few high-profile cases, as well as hundreds of less visible but no less important cases. Recently, texts were released to the media that included texts from Michael Proctor that were explicitly racist, including using the N-word many times and suggesting that his colleague take time in responding to an incident because a Black person was involved. Additionally, he sent explicitly sexist texts, including describing in detail how he tried to sexually assault his girlfriend several times. In your opinion, what is the right way for the DA's office to handle cases in which Michael Proctor was the lead investigator? And in what way would you revisit those cases, if at all?
Well, the emails that came out between Michael Proctor and the police sergeant from Canton were probably the most despicable things I've ever heard. I've been around a long time, and I haven't heard guys talk like that in my life. You can't have somebody investigate somebody that they hate and then get an indictment on.
Agreed.
Will have one requirement, that they have never worked for a city or town in Norfolk County. Because the incestuous, to me, if I'm the DA, the state police unit that comes into this county will have one requirement, that they have never worked for a city or town in Norfolk County. Because the incestuous relationship between the state police and the local police.
See, that's a great answer. That's why I love Juby. He's great. If I rank choice voting, he's going second. I like Juby a lot. So he's like, that's a great point. Like, I would not, if you worked in that town, you can't work in the, let's see this rule.
Comes into this county will have, the investigation was incompetent and corrupt right from the beginning. And to me, if I'm the DA, the state police unit that comes into this county will have one requirement, that they have never worked for a city or town in Norfolk County. Because the incestuous relationship between the state police and the local police was something I have never seen in my life.
Exactly.
So that's a requirement that I would have.
He gets it. That's the problem with the Karen Reed case in a nutshell, was the home cooking. All these people. Nicarino, where's he from? Norwood. Where's Bukaki from? Stoughton. Where's Fanning from? Stoughton. Where's Michael Proctor from? Canton. They're all from the same towns. Tully's from Auburn, so he's technically our problem, but we outsourced him to Norfolk County. But, all these other people, they all live in that one little pocket there, right? In Norfolk County, and where the DA's office happens to be. Or Quincy or Milton, they're all from those towns, okay? And just no outsiders allowed. They don't like outsiders. And so that's I like that.
Michael Proctor, quite frankly, should have never been in that situation in the DA's office. And if I'm never, ever again. It was unfair, incompetent, and they indicted a woman on that investigation, and that was terrible. Awful thing to do. Ruined the whole investigation.
Thank you, Bob. Thank you.
Yes. Give it to him, Bob. Give it to him, Bob.
So for starters, I think we can all agree that Michael Proctor himself is disgusting. He's racist.
Yes,
he's anti-Semitic. He's misogynist. He's everything.
Yeah, we got it.
Everything ugly that I can possibly think of.
Exactly.
When the text messages between him and we forget there's another person named Sean Good involved. When those communications were first revealed, my first thought was there needs to be a conviction integrity unit created to go through every conviction that involved. Thing I said. That was the first thing
see the crowd. Hold on. I want to see the crowd.
Said at our debate. I'm sure everyone else in this room is wondering whether or not those convictions were tainted by racism, misogyny, anti-Semitism, you name it. And that was the first thing I said.
Who's in the crowd there? Okay. Oh, look how angry the ginger is. The ginger is so angry. Look at her. She's so mad. And who's this person there with the fro? I don't even know. Some people are clapping. Where's all the Deitch people? They over here? Where'd all that noise come from before? Like the crowd went wild for Deitch. Deitchy. We got some Macy Lee fans in the front row here. Okay. What do we have over here? Where's the Djuna bros? Are they in here? I don't see him. Where's Crawford? He's not here? Crawford.
That was the first thing I said at our debate in Canton several months ago. Unfortunately, I am well-versed in crisis management. I was the chief of the narcotics unit when the Hinton laboratory, I had to dismiss hundreds. It works for victims of crimes.
Every single case that Michael Proctor
here we
It
go.
also works for the constitutional
so here's
rights of defense that we
Here's
trust.
Djuna.
That's one of the first things that I would do as Norfolk County District Attorney.
Thank you, Macy. Djuna?
Now, if you were really politically savvy here, Okay. A good point that you can bring up. Keep in mind, the front runner here, despite all the cheers, is Greg Connor. That's the top dog. Why? Because he's basically the incumbent, right? He has been dubbed the establishment candidate. He's got the Morrissey backing. He's got the union backing. He's the new Morrissey, okay? Cleaned up Morrissey. That's who he is. If you were politically savvy here, you would want to take down the top guy, right? Not Adam Deitch, who is not the top guy. So you want to go after Greg Connor. Perfect answer here is yes, Michael Proctor's horrible. And I would call on Greg Connor specifically to that. I would say that Michael Proctor currently lives at his sister's house and they have a Greg Connor sign in their front yard. So I am calling on Greg Connor right now to condemn this endorsement, if you will, because it seems as if the Proctor family, including Michael Proctor in a house that he lives in, endorses the Greg Connor campaign. Does Greg Connor accept this endorsement from Michael Proctor? I think we need a statement from him on that. Put Greg Connor in the position where he has to condemn one of his supporters. Do that. That's what you would do if you were smart, if you were politically savvy, or if you weren't just a plant to help Greg Connor, because that's all Djuna Perkins is. She is a plant to help Greg Connor. She has no chance of winning. And the only person that can beat Connor is Adam Deitch. And so her job, she doesn't take shots at Greg Connor. She's not there to kneecap Greg Connor. She is there to kneecap Adam Deitch, which only helps Greg Connor. Think of if you're Courtney Proctor and you hear this, that Greg Connor, you have a sign for him in your front yard and he just talked shit about you. He just said, I don't want your endorsement. I don't want it. Make him say that. Make him say that. Or maybe he doesn't say that. They never challenge him. They only challenge Deitch. It's weird. Although it's really not weird. It's planned.
So yes, every single case that Michael Proctor worked on in the past or that is still open must be reviewed. And to determine whether or not any of his horrible biases had an impact on the outcome. And if they did, then they need to be either dismissed or reopened. And that means that it could be hundreds of cases that go south. And that means that all of us may be less safe because of the errors of the district attorney. But what really gets my goat is that Michael Proctor, the kinds of things that were in those text messages, that's not something that somebody wakes up one morning and says for the first time. This is who he was.
Yep.
And one of the reasons I called for the district attorney's resignation back a whole year ago was because even
disavowing him in opening statements is important, but his sister has a yard sign for Greg Connor. That should be brought up. Michael Proctor lives in that house. Michael Proctor lives in a house that currently has a Greg Connor sign on it. Is the Greg Connor campaign going to go and take that back? Do they accept that endorsement? That's it. That's what I want to know. Do they accept that endorsement?
in that first batch of text messages we saw, they knew or should have known, and every person on the executive staff in that office, including.
And not only do you accept that endorsement, like what does that say? Like what does the message that is being sent there? Is like regardless of whether or not he accepts this endorsement, the mere fact that the Proctor family wants that guy in should tell you everything you need to know about who that guy is, who Greg Connor is, who he represents, who seems to benefit, that the establishment, all of the cops that supported Morrissey and this corrupt administration, that needs to be hammered in. This guy is Michael Morrissey Jr. Hammer that in. They're not doing that. She's going after the wrong person.
Including one of my opponents who worked directly with Michael Proctor on homicide cases, knew or should have known who he was and did something about it sooner.
Who?
Thank you,
Say
Jim.
his name. Say his
So
name.
next we're going to
Greg
have Jim.
Connor.
Thank you. Jim, 2 minutes.
Bearcat. Oh boy.
Thank you.
Oh boy, Bearcat.
So look, it's a crowded race, people. Everyone up on the stage is well qualified. I'm certainly probably the underdog of all these folks on stage.
Bearcat is so funny. He's just like, look I have no shot. Okay. We all know I'm just here for the cool hair. Like, but whatever, like I'm going to talk anyway. If I'm not threatened by Bearcat's existence on here because Bearcat's not going to draw a lot of votes away. I mean, I think he's going to get last. I'm pretty sure Bearcat's going to get last. If I were to pick the order right now, I'm being honest with you. I think the order right now, if the election were held today, and I'm worried about this, I could be very wrong, is going to be Greg Connor, Adam Deitch, Djuna Perkins, probably I would guess because there are the McClellan guy has like signs and stuff in that county, and Jubenville's kind of a popular name in that county too, or Macy Lee. Those guys will get 4, 5, and 6. Lee, McClellan, and Jubin will get in some order. Will get 4, 5, and 6. Bearcat's going to get 7th. I'm telling you right now. So I'm not threatened by his. Like he's going to get like 10 votes. Okay, so I'm not really worried about him siphoning too many votes away from Adam Deitch. I wish he would drop out and endorse Adam Deitch, but I'm not threatened by his existence in there like I am other people.
I've been told,
I hope I'm wrong. No.
Don't turn away any vote, but
by the way, I hope I'm wrong too. I really hope I'm wrong. I'm just being honest though. It's like he is the establishment choice. It's a problem. It's a problem.
I'll say this now. If you're cool with Michael Proctor, if you don't think he did anything wrong, please don't vote for me. He's when nobody trusted the judicial system for.
I was there and I had to deal with it. And the first round of texts that were entered in during the first Karen Reed trial were only known to the Karen Reed attorneys on both sides of the case. Once they were public records, we were able to then distribute them to every defense attorney so everyone would know it was there. Then, as the second round came out, right on the verge of the trial that I had where he was once involved, he was once the lead prosecutor, I was horrified because I had another round of work to do. And what we did was we got 5 state police captains from internal affairs to review everything, got in the hands of every defense attorney on every open case and closed case that he had touched to make sure that they had it so every lawyer could know what to do with it. And we did it as soon as possible. So revisit them by all means. We've given all of this material to defense attorneys so that they can do whatever they need to do. And I wanted to make sure that before we tried the Anna Walsh case, that his counsel had access to all of this. Because I had said that I would never call him as a witness. I put it in writing. But I wanted them to be able to get him and put him on the stand if they wanted.
Yeah.
So I didn't want to hide him. I wanted the world to know that he was out there and they could do what they want with him. And so as a result, I believe that we also got this in the hands of the state police. We got in the hands of Canton PD and the Post Commission so they could decertify anyone affiliated. I challenge anyone to know what's in their coworkers' cell phones from 10 years ago. I didn't. I was betrayed and I felt horrible and I had to work with victims and do everything I could to ensure that their cases would not be disrupted.
Thank you.
Honestly, like I hate to say this, but like I would rather Greg Connor win than Djuna Perkins at this point. Like I think he's a Morrissey plant. I get all that, but I think he's a better person than her. Like I just being dead honest with you. Like I would not vote for either of them. I don't want anyone to vote for either of them. I think he's problematic. I think that Djuna Perkins is worse than him. She's obnoxious. But anyway.
Greg.
Adam.
Thanks, Liz. So I think everyone agrees up here that retrospectively, every case that Michael Proctor worked on needs to be reviewed. That does not include only those cases where a defendant fit into one of the categories that Michael Proctor said despicable things about. That includes any case, because in many of those cases, there were witnesses or victims who were Black or Jewish or women. And so every case needs a top to bottom review. On the retrospective review, I think one aspect of this that people don't fully appreciate, Michael Proctor is going to be costing the taxpayers of Norfolk County hundreds of thousands of dollars for years to come. But I think it also raises the question, okay, well, what do we do on a going forward basis to prevent this from happening again? Because we've only seen the text messages.
Like to just be on, like more on that, like why? First of all, this guy is so well spoken. He's amazing. You're totally right about that. Like he's so good. But like just why I feel that way about Connor and her. It's like she doesn't like Connor just seems like he is the status quo candidate. I understand that, right? But I also don't think like he would never just drop the charges against me, but neither would Djuna Perkins, but she would not. Because Djuna Perkins thinks I'm a bad guy. That's what Djuna Perkins thinks. And she does not like me because I voted for Donald Trump. And that's all she needs to know about me. She does not like me. And she's mean and vicious. She has like a vicious streak to her that I don't see out of Connor. You know what I mean? I see a real vicious streak out of her. I don't know. Yeah, like Olivia says, the fact that Djuna Perkins thinks Adam Deitch is the bigger enemy than a current member of the corrupt DA's office is the problem. Exactly. And she steps
of one state trooper. He worked in a unit of other troopers who he was buddies with, who he was chatting with, who he was texting with. what other troopers might have been liking these messages or these kinds of messages or sending these kinds of messages. The office needs a top to bottom review to ensure that there aren't more Michael Proctors there. In addition, we need to ensure that Norfolk County attracts the best prosecutors, the best investigators, and the best members of a legal staff. And under my leadership, I want to prioritize that because I think we can build an office where we recruit, train, and retain the best of the best in Massachusetts. And that's partially setting a tone at the top that bigotry and misogyny and anti-Semitism and homophobia are not tolerated in law enforcement in Norfolk County. And that's also bringing some of the best practices, say from the U.S. Attorney's Office, to do exactly what we do there and get the best of the best in Norfolk County, because this was unacceptable.
Yep.
Thank you.
Yep.
Thank you, Adam. Survivors have shared with me that their interactions with the district attorney's office, including victim advocates, assistant district attorneys, and office staff, has been compassionate and helped with their path of healing. A vast majority more have shared that the criminal legal process is actually more traumatizing than the assault itself. What is your vision to a holistic approach to crimes of sexual assault and domestic violence while understanding that all defendants have the right?
All right, important topic, not pertinent to what we're discussing here. So next. Okay. Next question.
To report crimes that the Norfolk
Bill's the DA. He's going to regret it.
Thank you, Bob.
Jubinville.
So this next
Juby.
question, also 2 minutes. We'll start with Djuna, and this is about trust. So I think everyone agrees that the Norfolk County DA's office has lost the trust of many in the communities they serve. When trust is broken, people may not believe that they will be treated with respect and fairness in the judicial system, and therefore be less inclined to report crimes. How will you work to restore confidence that the office will serve all crime victims, regardless of who they are or who they know?
Here we go.
It's a great question. Well, first of all, I've now told my whole personal life story, so I hope people realize that I'm the kind of person who cares about every single person and believes that we all deserve justice and that no one is above the law. I also think that transparency is the key to restoring trust. So that means things like publishing prosecution statistics about outcomes. It means tracking the race and demographics of victims and defendants to ensure that our outcomes are fair and consistent and not biased. It means things like publishing officer-involved shooting reports, which some DA's offices do. This one doesn't. Not same with the prosecution statistics. It means having clear conflict of interest policies about when we're going to refer cases for other prosecution. It means having things like mandatory reporting policies within the office, where employees are required to report any suspected misconduct of either their coworkers or of police officers or anybody else in the community they work with. And finally, it means things like developing and rebuilding relationships, as I have done for the past 2 years, to get people to actually know you and to build back that trust. It's not going to happen overnight, but it will happen if we work hard and keep meeting and keep talking and keep going. It's about collaborating with every stakeholder in the community. I would like to have community roundtables in each of our 28 towns to meet with schools and mental health institutions and healthcare organizations and the police, everybody who has a stake in the community, and where we can all work together to figure out how to prevent crime and recidivism. Thank you,
Djuna.
That's
Jim?
just nothing. That's just a whole bunch of nothing.
To your constituents that you actually care. I can't help but think
Bear
about
cat.
Sandra Birchmore.
Bear cat.
Just young.
In the Norfolk County DA's office, the first thing we're going to do is elect a new district attorney.
Ooh, yes, good answer.
And I think the next district attorney should be someone who has the most district attorney.
I want to see who claps for that. Who's clapping? Okay. So there's our people there, clapping away.
And
look how angry the ginger is. She's so angry, bro. That is the angriest chick I've ever seen.
And I think the next district attorney should be someone who has the most outside, independent perspective, who has experience standing up to powerful institutions and in a smart, modern way, investigating and prosecuting police corruption and public corruption and other kinds of misconduct like that we've seen in Norfolk County. I think that we need to get out of the dark ages when we're talking about legal ethics and conflicts of interest. An office where investigators and prosecutors make their own determinations about whether they're too close to people they know who they're investigating is completely unacceptable. And it's another example where some of the best practices of the smartest, most modern prosecutor's office I know in New England, the U.S. Attorney's Office, would be well suited here in Norfolk County. In the U.S. Attorney's Office, you have an ethics officer, a senior prosecutor who's an expert.
Yeah, okay.
We should have an office where it is actually against the rules for employees to be giving political campaign contributions to the DA.
Yes.
Someone whose job is reliant on me should not be giving me money. And that's just to start. Thank you, Liz.
Thank you, Adam. Djuna would like to.
But I wish she pointed out there that they're all giving money to this guy. That needs to be him. He needs to go after Greg Connor more. In my opinion, he needs to start kneecapping Greg Connor. I don't know if they're having any more of these, but he needs to make it clear that Greg Connor is Michael Morrissey light, period.
Have a rebuttal. You have 1 minute.
Oh, here's Djuna.
No, no, I'm rebutting.
First we'll do the rebuttal, and then you'll be next. I got you.
So I agree with Adam that there should not be political contributions from employees or assistants. But where I disagree with Adam is that the federal U.S. Attorney's Office is a very different job than a district attorney's office.
Oh my God.
The district attorney's focus is on regular, everyday people crimes. And my opponent has never handled a case in state court ever. And that is critical. He also has zero community ties. He moved here in November of 2025. The rest of us have lived here for a good long time, and we don't need outsiders to tell us how to bring justice to our community.
We don't need outsiders to tell us how to bring justice to our community. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. Tell that to Sandra Birchmore. Because your community, again, listen to that exact quote.
Is critical. He also has zero community ties. He moved here in November of 2025. The rest of us have lived here for a good long time, and we don't need outsiders to tell us how to bring justice to our community.
We don't need outsiders to tell us how to bring justice to our community. Well, you do, though, because your community didn't bring justice for Sandra Birchmore. Your community told us that Sandra Birchmore committed suicide. Your community allowed a rapist and a murderer to walk the streets for 3.5 years with a badge and a gun for much of that time. That's what your community allowed to happen. Okay. Until outsiders came in, particularly the outsider named Adam Deitch, until the outsiders came in and they hired Linda Kenny Boden's husband to do a real autopsy of Sandra Birchmore, and he determined that this was a homicide, not a suicide. And then 2 months later, Adam Deitch was arrested by the Adam Deitch was arrested. Matthew Farwell was arrested by the FBI, and the rest is history. So maybe you do need an outsider because your community sucks right now. Your community is like that's the whole point. Exactly. That's the problem. That is the problem. Is that your community didn't do its job, right? And you're like, and because of the Good Old Boy Network that runs your community, that's the problem. People say exactly. She must have said something smart. What did she say? LKB baby. Okay. Oh no, that's Erica. Emily must have said something smart. No outsiders. We love our corruption. Exactly. We don't like outsiders here. It's so provincial, and like that's the problem. Is the Norfolk DA's office is run by people who aren't outsiders. Michael Morrissey's not an outsider, right? Let's go over the list of people who are not outsiders. Michael Morrissey, Michael Proctor, Yuri Buchanan, Nicholas Garino. None of those people are outsiders. Sean Good, not an outsider. Gallagher, Lanka, go down the list. Helena Rafferty, Kenny Berkowitz. None of these people are outsiders. You know who else isn't an outsider? Jennifer McCabe's not an outsider. Brian Albert, Colin Albert, Brian Higgins. None of these people are outsiders. They're all insiders. They all live in the community. They're all from there. The McAlberts, all of them. That's who runs the community. You know who is an outsider? Me. I'm an outsider. And I'm being prosecuted by the insiders. You know who else is a prosecutor? Oh, Fanning, of course. How can I forget Fanning? Devers. Kelly Devers is the perfect example of the problem with people who aren't outsiders. An outsider wouldn't be like Kelly Dever. An insider would. Right? Karen Reed is an outsider, isn't she? That's what made it so easy. It says it right in my first article on this. That's what makes it so easy. Is that she's an outsider. She doesn't know people. She has no connections. Neither do I to this county. That's the problem, Djuna, is that outsiders run things. And so for her to say this, that this guy, Adam Deitch, represents a body in the Department of Justice who looked at this and said, what is going on here? We have to fix this. Only an outsider can fix this. The outsiders are the only people that could fix this. Oh, this is a great point. Thank you. That's a great point. Outsider, Officer Barros. Look at the difference between how an outside police officer handles it and an inside police officer handles it, right? The outside police officer had zero problem telling the truth. That's it. That's it. Why do you think people like Lucky Loughran so much? Because what he did was rare, telling the truth. He's an insider who told the truth. That's why people like him. That's why people like him. The ultimate insider in this race is Greg Connor. So she just gave an endorsement of Greg Connor. Yeah, Alan Jackson's an outsider. Even David Yannetti, he's a North Shore guy, as he says. So, I mean, what a tone-deaf comment that was. Wow.
Thank you. So now Adam
In
has...
addition to that,
Oh, boy.
my opponent claims to be a lifelong Democrat, and yet many of his supporters support MAGA Trump people.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you. So Adam, if you choose, you have
Look
30
at nobody clapped for that. What a stupid comment that was.
seconds.
Listen to that.
Now Adam
In
has...
addition to that, my opponent claims to be a lifelong Democrat, and yet many of his supporters support MAGA Trump people.
Okay.
MAGA Trump people. Who are many of his supporters? Have you polled them? What do you know? Right? First of all, if you were normal, if you were like just, if she's a radical liberal. And what did I tell when I first went on Crawford's show, go back and watch it in August of 2023. I told him on there that I will support, as a MAGA guy, I will support a Soros. Somebody get the clip. I will support a Soros-backed, far-left, liberal district attorney candidate who runs against Michael Morrissey. That I don't care. That I will put political differences aside because Michael Morrissey needs to go. That's it. And she's telling me now, well, we don't want you. We don't want you. We don't. And that's the difference between her and Adam Deitch. Is she is saying we only want far left people who want ICE out of here, who want to prosecute ICE, and MAGA people are not welcome in my tent. Whereas Adam Deitch has a big tent. And he's saying, yeah, I will take anybody who just wants to fix corruption. Come on in. Come on in. You're welcome in my thing. And he's more welcoming, right? He's inclusive, even though he's a Democrat, clearly, which means him and I probably don't agree on much politically, but we do agree on corruption. And that's the most important. That's a political topic that everyone should agree on, is corruption is bad. And it's the number one topic in this election is corruption, period. So anyway.
Thank you.
He has the
Thank you.
perfect answer.
So
for this.
Adam, if you choose, you have 30 seconds.
I choose yes. I wish I had more than 30 seconds.
Sorry.
I view my federal practice as a huge benefit. I practice criminal law at the most elite level. It was my dream job to be a federal prosecutor, and I'm so proud of what we did in the U.S. Attorney's Office, including when the U.S. Attorney's Office had to step into complete investigations this DA's office utterly failed to conduct. And I also submit that for this job in this moment, the last thing we need is another Norfolk County insider, with all due respect.
Yes. What an answer. What an answer. But expound on it.
That's it. Thank you.
I wish you
So Bob,
I wish
you're
you
next.
expounded on it a little bit. I'll take that. That's a very good answer, right? And I just like, that's the beauty of it. Is like, yes, I wish he said, I welcome all supporters. Anybody who wants to fix corruption, I'm here for it. And by the way, like her whole comment about insiders and everything like that, it's like, I mean, what are you saying to people? Don't you want people to move to your county? Shouldn't that be something politicians want, is new people, new blood? Like that's the whole, people make their towns appealing for new people to move into it. That's what you want. You want new people moving there. What she's just saying is if you're not born and raised here, we don't want you. It's like, so why would I want to move to your town? You're not welcoming of me. You don't want me here. Adam Deitch is like, I want to help improve this community. In order to do that, I have to move there. That's it. That's it. Horrible.
Next. You have 2 minutes.
My turn?
You got it. You're
Thank
up.
God. Look, first of all, you got to admit there was a mistake made to correct it. You got to look at why it happened
Yes, Fighting
What
Bob.
kind of supervisors in the district attorney's office are supposed to be supervising? Look, it's all self-inflicted, what we see right now. The DA's office went in the ditch because of overzealous prosecutors.
Yeah, you're
The
killing it.
Juvenale's DA's office, I'm going to have an independent body investigate every police case in that office.
Yes, Fighting
and issue a
Bob.
report to the public.
Give it to him, Bob.
My first call will be to the state auditor to audit the place. Supposedly it's cost us $1.5 million to $2 million over these cases. There's rules about what you do in a courtroom. See what happens. You'll get an indictment because you can get an indictment from a grand jury. The old saying is you can indict a ham sandwich.
Yes.
And it's probably true. But we need more oversight. We need
I love it.
transparency.
I love the yelling.
We've got to be upfront with the people in this county so they can trust the DA.
Thank you, Bob. Macy?
Thank you, Bobby.
There are three things that will restore trust between the public. Those communications should have been revealed. That's called transparency between the district attorney's office based on what we will and before.
Speed round. This will be a yes or no. We're going to keep it quick. We'll start with Jim, and then we will move to our closing statement. So we're almost there, folks.
No.
So this question is to Jim. Yes or no? Should the DA assist ICE when undocumented immigrants are involved in cases?
No.
I mean, okay. Should the DA insist ICE? Oh my God, they have to go there. Okay, let's see what he says. No.
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 No, based on the Protect Act.
No.
Thank you.
I mean, what a stupid question. If they're all going to say the same thing, you know what that is? That's a purity test right there. That's just a purity test. That's all that was. You knew they were all going to say no. So what's the point of asking that question? That was a stupid question.
Okay, so team, we did a great job here. We kept the cheering to a minimum. Everyone stayed on time. So we're going to do 2 minutes for closing. If you only had 1 minute prepared and you want to stick to a minute, you're welcome to. But you're going to have 2 minutes, and we'll start with Greg, and we'll go down the line again.
Okay.
So 2 minutes closing. Is there anything that you weren't able to share yet that you'd like to share tonight?
Well, first, thank you is what I'd like to say. I will also say I have a tremendous respect for everyone that's up here. To be a candidate, I was in 24 hours a day until I left in March. And I can tell you that it is a hard job. It takes a lot out of you. We can truly achieve justice. I was touched when the Norfolk County Police Chiefs Association endorsed me.
Yep.
And I can say that my experience in this race, I think, is second to none because I am the only one who has prosecuted cases in Norfolk County, tried cases of all different levels, from OUIs to double homicides. And what I want, how overdoses were reduced.
Thank you to Liz. Thank you to Julia and the Braintree Democratic Town Committee. Thank you to all of you for being here and for those of you who are watching online or in the future. I mentioned in my opening delivering the closing argument last year in the state police commercial driver's license bribery case and the terrifying parallels between the two-tiered system that I talked about during that closing argument and the two-tiered system you all have been seeing, where I was looking at the drumbeat of cases, corruption cases. My job at the U.S. Attorney's Office, I sold my place in Boston and I moved to Quincy because to me, the 730,000 residents of Norfolk County, you are my neighbors now and you were my neighbors then, and I care deeply about justice in our communities here in Massachusetts.
Yes.
I am so proud of the support that my campaign has generated. I mentioned Sandra Birchmore's family before, but I think that the number of survivors, victims, and family members who have reached out to us and are supporting our effort, it means that the people whose stakes are the highest with this DA's office believe that my positive vision for the future of this office is the way we get that trust back. And so I'm thrilled to be here tonight with you all. I'm excited about delivering a closing argument to voters over the next 3 weeks. But I'll ask you right now for your support and your vote on September 1st. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Love it. He's so professional.
To come here. With regard to the Sarah Birchmore case.
Did you say Sarah?
Being concerned about the district attorney's office
Oh,
in
no.
our county.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
With folks like you that make
Oh,
me
no.
proud that
Don't say
you
Sarah.
care about it that much.
Don't
to
say
come here.
Sarah. Don't say Sarah.
With regard to the Sarah Birchmore
Oh,
case,
my God. He said Sarah.
Jubenville's the
Oh.
DA. I'm going to have a special investigative grand
no.
jury.
Oh, no.
And everybody and anybody that's got any information will receive a summons to appear before that grand jury under oath and see if we can find out what went on, the extent of it, not some medical examiner's opinion, which he changed, which is ridiculous. So that's what I'm going to do there. I'm going to keep Trump and his ICE goons out of Norfolk County and the court system to the best of my
I don't
ability.
think that's really an issue.
I told you about the independent body to look into police conduct in the DA's office. I don't believe prosecutors elected to this office is the right change we need. We need a systematic change from the top down, a new channel all the way down.
Vote Deitch.
Not in that office.
Vote Deitch.
You're not going to get a change by hiring a prosecutor. You're going to have the same thing you got now.
Yes, yes, yes.
Jim McBarakat and myself are the only two people here that have never been prosecutors. We need somebody that's going to go in there and has the guts to tell people what they're going to do. I'm going to ask you people for a vote. Give me 4 years. and I'll change the reputation of that office to where it should
You
be.
might not be alive
4
in 4
years.
years, but okay, yes.
And it'll be one of the best DA's office in the damn state.
Yes.
I promise
this
you
guy's
that.
great.
Thank you very much.
Got a lot of spirit.
Thank you, Bob. Macy?
Voters will have the opportunity to select experience. It is the first time that voters have a chance. If
Okay,
we're looking at changes,
we're gonna go
who's
right to-
invested time in. Thank you.
Here we go. Here's this ding dong.
So I first am going to take a couple seconds before my closing to address one thing that that Adam Deitch said that I just can't help it. He's talked a lot about Sandra Birchmore and the Proctor texts that were so misogynist and homophobic and anti-Semitic. And I just wonder what Sandra Birchmore's family would think if they saw the messages that are left on my social media posts, the same kind of misogynist texts and vile and evil, disgusting texts that are on my posts. Those come from his supporters. So, but back to my closing. So a critical question.
Oh my God. She actually said that. So I wonder what Sandra Birchmore would say. Sandra Birchmore's family supports and endorses Adam Deitch. And she has the nerve to get up here and say, after just simping and saying, we don't like outsiders, we only like insiders here. And the outsiders are the ones that got justice for Sandra Birchmore. He represents a body of government that arrested and prosecuted the guy who the Norfolk County DA's office allowed to get away with murder. She's so mad. That's what I'm saying. She's so mad. She's petty. And this is why I said it. This is why I said I trust Greg Conner more than her. Like, I would rather Greg Conner win than her because I trust him more. I don't trust her. She's vindictive. She's angry. She can't put personal feelings aside. You're telling me if this woman gets elected, she clearly does not like me. She said so. She's like, I don't like him. He's a massage therapist, right? He's bad. He says bad things on his show. You even watch me? Dude, she goes on Crawford's show. You know? I don't trust her. The last thing I need is another district attorney who's petty. I don't need another pet. Like, Michael Morrissey's petty. That's what his biggest problem is. He's petty. She's petty. I don't know if Greg Conner's petty, but he can't be as petty as her. I mean, imagine saying that, comparing herself to Sandra Birchmore, that people are saying mean things to me on Facebook. Ma'am, have you seen the things that people say to Adam Deitch? Have you seen them? But he doesn't complain about that because that's just the internet. And what if people said to her that's that bad? Can I see some examples of it? Can I see that? Can I see exactly what was said that was so bad? Because Sandra Birchmore's family member was on Emily C's stream today, and I was listening to it. It was great. Everyone should listen to it. And what she said on there resonated with me because she said that, like, she said that she commented on Djuna Perkins' page after Djuna Perkins made a post defending the Gretchen Voss article. And she's like, I commented on there and they deleted my comment. So I guess she's one of the negative people that she's referring to. One of the nasty people leaving comments on her page is Sandra Birchmore's family member. Ma'am, you're running for office. I have examples of her supporters saying very rude things to me. Yeah, his name is Crawford, by the way. I mean, you're running for office. This is a political office. And you're crying about Facebook comments? And you're attributing them all to Adam Deitch? Adam Deitch is not responsible for what people say on Facebook. He's not responsible for what his supporters say. That's like internet 101 stuff. You're not responsible for, I'm not responsible for things that all my supporters say online. Duh. They always like to do that. Their comments are turned off on her Facebook. Yeah. I wonder why. Because she can't handle it. And every time she's a comment reader, she reads the comments, she just gets mad at people, and you could tell she's vindictive and she can't let it go. And she's going to use, I don't trust her. She probably blames me. She's like, these are Turtleboy. These are turtle heads. They're the turtle riders. You want somebody like that getting elected to office that has like a grudge to pick? No, thanks.
That's enough. It's the truth. Go and watch
It's the truth. Go and watch it.
That's not what we need. That's not integrity. That's not professionalism. But the critical question in this election is which of us is best suited to bring the change that this county needs? The next district attorney must have the highest level of professional skill, integrity, and judgment. She should have extensive legal experience in Massachusetts courts and in working to empower victims of crime, and the life experience to understand that justice is not black and white. It's different in every case. She should be able to find collaborative and
She's like
creative
Daniel.
solutions
I
with
know.
community partners to prevent crime. And she should, above all, have the courage to stand up for the people she serves, even when it's hard.
And the she thing too. No, they. What happened to they, them? Like she, like you're going to win. Like the only acceptable choice is a woman. She's doing this whole I am woman, hear me roar thing too, which is so cliche about this. Like, oh, like stop it. Like stop. Oh, because you're not a real woman if you don't vote for me. No, real women vote for Adam Deitch. Real women. Right? Independent, strong, empowered women. That's what they do who want change. That they vote for Adam Deitch. He is the candidate for women. But I don't know if he's interested in them, but he's their candidate. Okay.
My campaign is the very definition of a grassroots organization. Most of my donors are small donors from inside this county, regular people with regular jobs, servers, and tradespeople, teachers, and they know, along with my more than 100 endorsers all over this county who are current and former highly respected and trusted leaders, they know that I'm the right person to make the change that this county needs. Please vote for me on September 1st.
Okay.
Thank you, Djuna.
Yes. Sluts for Deitch. That's what I'm saying.
I think are appropriate here.
Okay, 30 seconds.
Yes.
And then we'll have Jim do his
I'll say
closing.
just two very quick things. First, I think that the comments a lot of us get on social media are atrocious. And I think that the social media environment is a deterrent to people who run for office. I have an admiration for anybody who puts their name on a ballot because what we are subjecting ourselves to online is difficult and it affects a lot of us. But second, invoking Sandra Birchmore's name when criticizing social media posts by supporters of a candidate is beyond unacceptable and in my opinion, completely disqualifying.
Okay, 30.
I'll tell you one thing though. Oh, one more.
Okay. Jim, 2 minutes.
I don't know anyone wants to hear from me now, but well, I actually almost couldn't believe I made it out of.
He really is the Jack Stockdale of this election. He's like, who am I? Why am I here? I turned my hearing aid off. If you don't get that, watch the 1982 vice presidential debate.
A forum without mentioning the atrocious incarceration rate in this state. We incarcerate more people in Massachusetts than.
It's Bearcat time. Time to talk brass tacks here. Okay, so yeah. The more I think about it, though, she's just so politically unsavvy that it's like I think she actually did Deitch a solid here. The more I think about this, because you take shots at the top dog, right? You want to be perception. Politics is a lot of perception. You want to be, there's no polls out, right? You want to be perceived as the top guy. So her going at him exclusively makes it seem like he's the top guy. I don't think he's the top guy. I think Connor's the top guy. I think he's the favorite. But if you were to watch this debate, you would think he's the favorite because she's very threatened by him. She's not threatened by Greg Connor, but she's threatened by him. And so, yeah, she certainly didn't make herself seem like she's the top candidate. Like you treat someone like that, like she treated Adam Deitch, if you're threatened by them, if you think they're ahead of you in the polls, that's the way she treated him. And so I think and by doing that, she gave him a chance to rebut it every time. And every time he hit it out of the park, he killed it. So it's great. It's great. So he definitely won the applause meter, no doubt about it. She's threatened by him good. Because he represents the establishment. She represents the establishment, clearly. So, yeah. All right. So, yeah, there's that. Anyway, Crawford, I'm sure, is crying about it. I mean, that all you need to know is that he supports her. Let's see. People were saying he was saying some stupid shit today. Young. I start searching it, and I always get the young Crawford. The young jerks. Okay, there it is. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Protected. He's such a loser. He's just like her, hiding from me. She is the perfect Crawford candidate, is she not? The perfect Crawford candidate. All right. So anyway, we'll leave it at that. All right. Let me read some turtle chats here to end the night. Shout out to the 17 Rumble Rats, by the way. I love you guys. All right. Got a few here. All right. Joanna sends $10, goes, listen, Turtle, I think us sex cult members should have our names in color, just like the members do. Just a thought. Free Turtleboy. Yeah, I'm sorry. I can't control that, but I appreciate that. Lori sends $10, goes, sent the Jolene straw sucking clip. Thank you. I got it. Ritzy sends $25, goes, royal blue is your color. Keep up. Is this royal blue or is this navy? I can't tell. Well, whatever. Well, thank you. And she goes, it's your color. Keep up the good fight, sending positive vibes. Don't read the next part out loud. Okay. All right. Thanks, Ritzy. All right. Lisa sends $5, goes, next week, hopefully, is the signed slates fundraiser with RHM limited edition signed Turtleboy slates. People won't want to miss out on these. Your case is one for the history books. Well, thank you, Lisa. Nania King sends $25, goes, why did the judge initiate sanctions on you? He didn't. For miss your deposition when Colin and his mom were both no-shows. I do not have sanctions on me. Thanks. Christina sends $25, goes, I'm so sorry, but I get your point. There is a real double standard here. Real double standard. Yeah. Okay, next. Christina sends $25, goes, I'm sorry you're still dealing with this BS. I really thought you'd be freed by now. I hope this is all over soon so you can live your life happy with your kids and not have this hanging over your head. I trust you'll have a beautiful future. Me too, Christina. Really looking forward to getting back to being a normal dad. It's the most important thing I do. And balancing that, my real life duties as a parent, and this whole thing has been the trickiest part about this whole thing, but looking forward to this being over. Thanks. Ashley sends $10, goes, sending you a ton of support from Toronto, Canada. You've got so many people here rooting for you. Go get him, Turtleboy, forever in your corner. Well, thank you. I love my Canuck riders there. Thanks. Lucy Fair sends $10, goes, when the court asked why Rosenberg would not agree to sanctions of a non-party, his answer should have been, it's not about the third party. It's about who's requesting it. Oh, I like that. I'm tired of the court pleasantries. Dildo makes up shit all the time. And the fact that the judge was just ready to make an order on Dildo's word alone is suffocating. We did. Yes, I agree. The Albert Family Rock sends $5, goes, why is there a special prosecutor in Meredith's case? Why can't the regular ADAs handle it? I have a conflict with Joe Early because of the Ali Bebo story from 2018. He was fined $5,000 by the ethics committee as a result of my journalism. So the Worcester County DA's office is also conflicted out of any case involving me. Thank you. Pauline sends $25, goes, here's $25 towards the swear jar. Oh God, I spotted you a few swears. Go sparingly, my friend. I tried. Much love. # free Turtleboy. $5 from the Albert Family Rock says, maybe I'm missing something, but I don't understand how they can ask the court for sanctions against you if you're not there to be heard by the court. Exactly. They can't. I have to be heard. I have a right. So that's why it was inappropriate for him to give me this motion, which was never filed. And I think he knows that. Mooney Bin McMillan sends $10, goes, I will secretly always support you, even though I'm with Jess. Please don't tell her. I won't. Oh, thank you. Is that Mooney? Appreciate it. I won't tell anyone. Thank you. Next, Tanya sends $25, goes, 9A. You must officially oppose the sanctions, or the judge will award default judgment, making you pay for the depot that you didn't previously show up for. Yes, I do. But I have not been, he hasn't served it on the court. So we'll handle it. It's being handled. Kelly sends $10, goes, Dildo committed witness intimidation against you by sending you that fake document. I agree. I feel intimidated. Did you see the old clip of Crawford pre-TBDS asking Djuna about your charges? Timestamp 10709. Oh, Andy sent a link. That's how it's done right there, folks. Let me see it. I got to see this. 10709. Mike Crawford.
Hey, everybody. Sorry, we're much more spicy. He's just like, I can't explain it. Watching all this stuff night after night, I think will do that to you when you delve into every detail of it like he has.
He's talking about me.
So speaking of Bettero, he's also friends with now your buddy Tim Bradle, because they're both Turtleboy's attorneys actually now. And I definitely want to bring up Aidan, Kearney, Turtleboy. People always want to know, like, what would you take a fresh look at that? Because I feel like a lot of what he did, I just feel like they overcharged him big time. I feel like that, and I know I'm not a lawyer. I know I probably have, I'm friendly with Aidan, so of course I want to support him like that. But I feel like this is a very slippery slope, and I feel like he's not, a lot of stuff that he says and does, it's not a real threat. Like this stuff is not threatening in my opinion in the way like fighting words or like a violent threat. And I feel like there's a very slippery slope. Would you review if you were in office his case, and how would you handle it?
It is a tough question, I have to say, because I really do feel like I want to protect the process as much as possible. And I don't like the idea of, even if it's not literally a threat, I really don't like the idea of going to somebody's kid's soccer game and calling people out. I just think that's wrong. And
I just think that's wrong. Wow. I've never saw this before. What a horrible answer. I just think that's wrong to express your First Amendment right at a kid's soccer game. So she's already biased. She's like, I can't say why it's illegal, but like, I just think it's wrong. Wow. Unbelievable. Wow. She sucked from the beginning.
If you have a credible bit of information, you should be reporting it to the police. And if the police aren't doing what they're supposed to do, then you should be taking it to the next legal level, like taking it to the courthouse or whatever. I don't mind reporting on it either. You can certainly report on it. Cool. But
what is that line? Because I mean, we see reporters.
It's
if Channel 25 walks up and knocks on someone's door, puts a microphone out.
Oh, look,
that's
at
okay.
him.
But if Aidan does it, and I've seen people show up to sports games before. I've seen reporters do that.
Yes.
It's like, what is the difference between him?
I think it's
Channel 5?
Yeah, I think it's, with harassment, it's kind of like you sort of get one free pass in the sense that you can go to knock on that door, and whether it's Fox 25 or Aidan or whoever, if the person on the other side says, I don't want to talk to you, leave me alone, and shuts the door, you have to go away. If you do it again.
They never did that. They never they never told me to go away. And I think you get one free pass. Where is the one free pass law of the First Amendment? What is she talking about? She's just making things up. Oh my God.
That's harassment. And so that's part of the line.
What'd she say?
In the sense that you can go to knock on that door, and whether it's Fox 25 or Aidan or whoever, if the person on the other side says, I don't want to talk to you, leave me alone, and shuts the door, you have to go away. If you do it again, that's harassment.
No, that's not harassment. It's not harassment, according to Judge O'Malley and the case law for obtaining a 250 AD. You heard him. Maybe by the Webster's dictionary, it's harassment. But according to case law, it's not harassment, actually. Wow. She was a tyrant from the beginning, huh?
And so that's part of the line. I guess the other part, certainly the other part is like making physical threats or doing something that could be a nonverbal thing that could be interpreted as a threat. Being obnoxious is not
a crime. Yeah, because a lot of the stuff, it did seem like he just did what you said. Like he asked, like some of the calls he asked once. Like I know some of the charges, I'm getting confused about some of the charges that,
Yeah, me too.
there's so much stuff going on here.
Yeah.
But a lot, like if you looked at some of this stuff, let's just say, and you saw that like he only approached them once, would you consider dropping, like asking for some of those charges? Would you review it, I guess is what I'm saying. Because I feel like some of this is really crap. And I feel like if you talk to Tim Bradle, you might actually come to some agreement on this. I'm just wondering, do you think you could work maybe,
Well, probably it will not be up to me because it will probably all be resolved one way or the other before September 26th, before January of 27, because that's when I would actually have any control over it. I mean, that said, I don't think there's any harm in reviewing. Like that doesn't mean you're doing anything, but always being open. I mean, it's important to be open. So yeah, no, I wouldn't have a problem reviewing. But I couldn't tell you right now what exactly I would do since I definitely don't know all the details. And there were I did try to look at the chart to see what I could find about what was still pending because I did listen to the show with Tim, and so I know that some of the charges have been dismissed, but I wasn't clear which ones and what were the remaining facts and all that. So
there's one example, right? I'll just give you one rundown, and this is the one that drives me nuts. And like I said, I know Aidan too. I know Aidan wouldn't do this again. If I was there, I would have stopped him. But basically, there was some type of a get together. They were drinking at the bar right next to Chris Albert's. I think it was after court actually. And so they had a couple drinks, and then they go outside, and they see Chris Albert's closed shop, and they're just making fun of it. They're just, there's a camera there, and he doesn't know that they're recording audio because it's outside. He has no expectation that they're recording audio of him.
Yes, Crawford.
And because of that, he's saying some stuff to Chris Albert. You know what I mean? But he didn't know that Chris Albert would actually hear, or in my opinion, because he didn't know, like Chris Albert was actually breaking the law, illegally wiretapping people on the sidewalk. And then they charge Aidan based on that. And it's like, I don't think Aidan had any intent. I think he was just with his friends, like, we're having a couple beers, and that they turned that into like a series of new charges, stuff like that. Just like, to me, it's, what are we doing here? I don't know.
Yeah, I'm hesitant to say anything.
I know I'm putting you on the spot. I'm gonna let it go, but I just think
I don't mean to be not.
No, I know.
Yeah,
people want you to make a decision, but that's why.
God forbid you become acquainted. Get a little acquainted with the most high-profile case in your county that you'd be taking office during the middle of. God forbid you become acquainted with that.
People in the chat right now, I know, are a little fired up because they want you to say what, because they've seen it. And some of the stuff is just, it's silly. It's like, how did he, we'll move on from it. I appreciate you being here on this. And
No, so I'll just say one thing. First of all, I have to be careful not to say anything that might prejudice, in the same way that I didn't want to talk about, that I criticized Morrissey for vouching for the credibility of witnesses against Karen Reed, because I think that's a huge ethical no-no. I also don't want to say anything here that might prejudice Aidan in his case, but I also don't know enough about his individual cases to be able to say, like with Karen, okay, well, this charge is definitely off base, as compared to these others, kind of thing. It's the DA is not supposed to put their thumb on the scale. They're supposed to really evaluate what the evidence is, and assuming that they think they have enough evidence to prove it at trial, to bring it, and then let the jury do its job.
Question for Kathleen. She said, do you have any?
All right, so yeah, I mean, Crawford pressing her on the right stuff there, but she showed her true colors, didn't she? Yeah. Anyway, yeah, she's already said things that would prejudice her. Well, that's the whole point, is the DA's office hired a special prosecutor because they're prejudiced against me. They're biased. That's the whole point of it. But yet the same people who investigated me were part of the bias. Okay. All right. D Rose sends $10, goes, hi, Daddy. I think Dildo filed the doc that suspicious put on X and sent you the motion he is going to file. I think that's his way of serving you the motion before the filing pursuant to 9A, since you have the right to be heard when it comes to sanctions. So make sure you prepare a response just in case. We are. I know you have the best legal team out there. We love you and just want to make sure you don't pay a dime to these scumbags' attorneys' fees. Yes, of course. Absolutely. Thank you, D Rose. All right, cool. Let me see if we have any cash apps here. Yeah, we got Jeff sends $10, goes, LTL told me to donate. Oh, thank you, Jeff. That's very kind of him. Steve Cully sends $25, goes, you're a leader, inspiration, and legendary. So are you, Steve. I appreciate that, sir. Chris sends $25, goes, free my man, TB. Well, thank you, Chris. And we're doing just that. We have a great team in place. We're going to be free 4 more months. We're going to smoke them in court, and the truth is going to come out. I can't wait. I can't wait. So let me bang through some memberships. I have a wicked bad earache, too. I don't know. You guys might have seen me like this ear. Fucking, I don't know if it's like water or something. It's fucking hurting me. So I want to end this shit, too. I'm in a little pain. All right. Anyway, let's read these. Hello, Denise gives a membership. Congrats to the winners. Thank you. I need to do a Toronto tour. Apparently, says Bebs. Maybe I do. I didn't know I had so many Toronto Turtle riders. That's great. Lacey says Karen was an outsider. You got that right. Ashley, member for 2 months, says you have your kids there all the time and never once heard them. Exactly. Elizabeth is a new member. Welcome aboard. Twice. Okay. All right. Georgia says, Brother Counsel said they left your info on the filing. Wild, since they said that you doxed the House defendants by showing public docs. I know. It's crazy. It's crazy. So, all right, ladies and gentlemen, that's it for tonight. Thank you guys so much for joining me with my YouTube presentation here. And enjoy your Sunday tomorrow. And we will all see you guys for the Bus Stop Live Monday and the next episode of the Turtleboy Live Show Tuesday night. All right. Peace to you, bone crease, folks. Audi. And don't forget to brush your teeth. See ya.
Tick, 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 boom. Tick, 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 boom. Tick, 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 boom. pressure build, detonate. Tick, boom. Too late now, can't moderate. Tick, just give me flash, let's go. Everybody talking, nobody compose. You should've just let me be, but now you knew what I do. Who I am, you know who I am. Tick, tick, tick. Robbing and weaving where you telegraph hate. Flash bows pop every time I breathe. Whole world watching, enjoy no front row seats. Say my name, watch the algorithm screen. Turtleboy! You drama sales on the fumes of my pike tails. Free clickbait for all the mirror ultimate bum for town clownies. Better all town clownies in the cheap seats. I built this house, you built noise, I built proof. Time to raise this roof, time to expose the hard truth. Now the spotlight stuck on you. Oh, po baby boo. Tick, 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 boom. Truth hit the wrong, stand clear. Tick, boom. Funny now, they fear. Tick, boom. Flash bulbs, no escape. Tick,